All right. So, hello, everybody, and welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. I'm your presenter, Steve, here. And tonight we've got Tranmere in the Carabao Cup. So, yeah, this is the second round of the Carabao Cup. So we'll see where we can go with this. But tonight we've got Tranmere. It's right outside of Liverpool, I believe. And first, before we get into that, I just want to shout out our sponsors, One Football. Go check out the link in the description below to download, and I'll be using their website in a minute to present the lineups. I quite like the visual aspect of it, so I'm going to be doing that in a minute. So, but yeah, check them out. But before we get into that, we haven't played Tranmere in quite a while. We haven't played these guys in a while. Matt, are you all ready to go, my friend? Yeah. All right. What's going on, man? How you doing?
How's it going, man? I'm good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Hope we can get a
I'm
nice
all
early
right.
win.
Same here. Same here. I think it'll be a win too. But first, let's look into these Tranmere Rovers guys. So the last time we played them, I wasn't even born, Matt. Maybe I don't even know if you were, but last time we played them was February 20th, 2020, in 2000. We won 3-2 in the FA Cup. And so in our past, it looks like 5 occasions we've won. All 5 of them, 1-0, 3-0, 1-0, 1-0, and 3-2. So my prediction tonight will go in line with that. 4 out of the past 5 games we've kept a clean sheet and won the game. We scored a goal. So I'm going to go 3-0 tonight personally. And also, I've checked out some of Tranmere Rovers, and their form has been a bit up and down. Most recently, they played on Saturday and lost 2-1 to Newport County, a 0-0 draw with Hartlepool, who are a local side to Newcastle, roughly, right?
Yeah, give or take. We'll let them
Around,
call themselves Northern Eastern.
around the area, fair. And then, so they drew 0-0 with Hartlepool, they beat Gillingham 3-0. And in the first round of the Carabao Cup, they won a crazy penalty shootout 2-2. So not only did you get a good game, you got some crazy penalties. They won. The game ended 2-2 in extra time and normal, but on penalties it went to 11-12. Absolutely insane that. So their first round was action packed. Maybe for us, hopefully it's not that crazy. I'm sure we won't make too much of a mess of it, but you have to respect these sides because this is a big game for them.
Yeah, this is what the cup's all about, isn't it? It's big, smaller,
Exactly.
quote unquote, smaller teams coming up and playing the games of their lives against bigger opposition. We saw Fulham getting knocked out last night, so we can't approach this game lightly.
Crawley Town beat them, I think, 2-0. So that's definitely, we definitely can't be too cocky about this. Now, if we're talking lineups, I'm going to get to your comments, by the way, in 1 second. But first, we'll talk lineups. So we'll do that real quick. Here's how Tranmere are lining up. They've gone for a 5-3-2, it looks like. Hervelt in goal. Dakres Cogley, Byrne, Turnbull, Jameson, and Bristow complete their back 5. O'Connor, Nolan, McLear is their midfield 3, and Nevitt and Hemmings are their 2 strikers up top. So I'm not going to act. Look, you guys know I love football. I'll be watching the Champions League games also that are on, along with the Newcastle one, obviously. So I'll be getting some little updates here and there about that. But I don't have access necessarily to the to like League 2 and League 1 games. But I don't know much about Tranmere. I only know their recent form. I didn't really, dig deep too much on them, but I will give them the basic respect that this is a cup match, and they'll be up for it, I'm assuming. So it's our job to get that, to just take care of business early. So that's their lineup right there. I'll go full screen on it in case anyone's interested. And obviously what we're here for is our lineup that we have gone for, that Eddie Howe has chosen tonight. Going for a 4-3-3 Darlow in goal, Emil Kraft at right back, Lascelles and Dummett are our 2 center backs, and Matt Target at left back. I think this is a relatively strong back 4, to be honest with you guys. I'm quite satisfied with this. Maybe give Federico Fernandez a shot, sure. Maybe could have gone with someone strong, very, very strong like Buttman, but we don't want to risk an injury necessarily to a, on paper, much inferior opponent. That's our back 4. Midfield 3 is interesting, where you've got Willock, Longstaff, and Elliot Anderson. I'm expecting him to get on the score sheet tonight, personally speaking. And then our front 3 is a bit underwhelming, but they should be able to get the job done, I believe. We've got Matt Ritchie in his correct position on the wing, which is where I've always fancied him, to be honest. And Chris Wood is our striker. This has to be something that he needs to score in. He needs to. If you're the striker, you're playing against a League 2 side, if I'm not mistaken. Is this League 2? Yeah. You're playing a League 2 side, get your goal. Get a goal or 2. Like, you need to do better, Chris Wood. You do. So, and then Jacob Murphy starts on the left for us. I think maybe One Football slightly got the lineup wrong, because usually Murphy does play on the right, but it is what it is. I'm thinking it'll be a 3-0. That's kind of where I see things going. Look, we have a good defense. They've been in some up and down form. In certain games, they haven't scored themselves. They're in 17th, I believe, in one of the comments said, in League 2, so that's not exactly great. So that's where I'm going. Now let's see what you guys got to say. So I'll read out your comments. Rip out your intestines, a regular of this chat. Good guy. Rip out your intestines. I've seen it. I've said it times, so I know when to hop on. Let's go, people. Absolutely. Yamin Ahmed has the lineup out. Maybe that's his ideal one. I'm not sure. But anyways, no cup upsets tonight. Please, come on, you mags. Says Aaron Taylor, hopefully. Sebastian, my friend, my good friend who supports AIK in Stockholm. He's based in Sweden. He's going with a 4-0 Newcastle win. Hope so, man. I'm going for 3-0. It's pretty similar. What about your intestines? I don't know, Sebastian. League 1 and 2 teams can be ruthless. That's true. One's absolutely demolished Liverpool and the rest of the top 3 before. Wait, what was he talking about? Which team is he talking about? Sebastian says good. Gonna be a good game. Our member, Ollie Vince, and I'm gonna read out some members' comments now also. Do please become, if you see up here, membership start at 99 pence. We had three videos today. Yes, 3 videos getting released today. Talking all about what's going on with the channel. So definitely do that. Ollie says, evening all. What's going on, Ollie? Good to have you here, my friend. Andy Bell, my guy. Hopefully good win and some goals. We need goals. Absolutely. Jay in Atlanta, my American brother. What's going on? Let's go, lads. Rip out your intestines. Come on, boys. Aaron Taylor, great to see Elliot Anderson get an opportunity. Absolutely. That's my big takeaway from the lineup and the strong back 4. Great to see Elliot Anderson get an opportunity. If Eddie has instilled as much confidence in him as the rest of the squad, he'll do well. Look, and I've been talking with Bristol. I talked with a Bristol Rovers fan. Sebastian knows him. His name's Matt, actually, and I've heard Bristol Rovers fans say that he's the greatest player that ever played for the club. He was unbelievable for them. So if he can perform in a League 1, for League 1, I believe that's where Bristol Rovers are in. Then there you go. He should be able to get a goal or 2 against League 2 side. So that's what's up. I got an ad right as it started. Oh, damn. Hello, Steve. What's up, Sebastian? My friend, what's going on? Andy, hey, Steve lad, what's going on? Aaron, what's up? What's going on? How you doing, man? How you doing? Andy, hey, Matt. I think Matt has some sort of technical difficulties going on. He'll be back in a minute, though. Andy, gone 4 on 5-0. Stop sitting on the fence. Pick a number, 4 or 5. I'm going for 3. Remember to like the video, guys. Fair. Don't think we will get caught napping. The lesson of Cambridge still resonates. Eddie mentioned as much. Very, very good point from Jay in Atlanta. Very good point. One of the 5 Rovers sides named them trivia. I don't know, man. Anderson knows them Rovers, yeah. Very surprised. I like the lineup. Says Njenga Barugu. I think that's how you say it. My apologies if I'm mispronouncing that a bit. Doing the best I can. Very surprised, but I like the lineup 2-1. I'm assuming you're going 2-1 Newcastle. Huge win for the Toon tonight. 7-0. It's like that's a NFL, an American football score. 7-0, a touchdown plus an extra point. I love the optimism. Jordy Tune for life. Steve, I saw your comments on Terry's football chasms, then saw you on a video call. Yeah. I try to get out there as much as possible. I love talking football, to be honest. I love talking football. So yeah, I was on the football terrace. You all set, Matt, by the way? Bingo. And there's Matt. What's going on?
Hey, sorry about that. My Wi-Fi shut its pants again.
It's all right. No worries. What do you make of our lineup? I quite like it. I quite like the strong back 4, just to really, really make sure.
Yeah, it's a cup game. We were obviously going to rotate. We were always going to rotate. And I like to see players getting a run out that haven't had many minutes this season. Yeah. Anyone that's watched me on a live stream from the end of last season knows I'm a big fan of Chris Wood. And, whether or not we sign Isak in the coming days or not, I think Chris Wood's still got a part to play this season. And whether that's in cup games or as an impact substitute in the last few minutes of games. I'm excited to see Anderson. I'm glad that he's getting a run out. Obviously,
yes,
had a very successful half season. I know you were mentioning that a little bit earlier on.
Bristol Rovers,
that back four solid with Kraft, Target coming back. Good to see Target back in the starting lineup. Bit shaky with the centre backs, not the most pace in the world. So if they come at us with a counter-attacking football, if they sit back and try and hit us on the break, we might be in a bit of trouble with Dummett and Lascelles back there. But all in all, it's about as strong as we can justify the first round of the League Cup. We would love a cup run at Newcastle this year. There's been so long without silverware.
Yeah.
League Cup, obviously less prestigious than the FA Cup, as we all know. But
hey, it don't matter for me. It don't matter for me. Yes, you are correct. The FA Cup is more prestigious, but beggars can't be choosers here in the Toon, man. We would celebrate both like they're equivalent.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Until we're winning all 4 in a season,
So if you take that into consideration, if you ask any Newcastle fan, yeah, we'll take either one of them and we'll celebrate like hell if we win either one. So at this, the way we're looking at it, I view them as equivalent, to be fair. So yeah. I want to win this one, and I think Eddie Howe will win us a trophy. By the way, I said that when he was appointed, and he's just proven to go take this team to another level, it seems. So, and it's a new look. It's a new look for our team, and I'm quite excited. I'm very, very excited. So yeah. Hopefully we could just take care of business. I'm going 3-0.
3-0. I reckon we're going to win. I'm going to say 3-1 because I'm not 100% convinced by the centre backs, and I think they'll be up for it today. I think it'll be a good game, but I think we will inevitably come out on top, I think.
I'm not either necessarily because we are playing at home, yes, but I do think that we have a relatively strong team around them as well. And I think what will happen is we'll get a goal within the first 15 minutes, which could dampen spirits for Tranmere. So I think that will play a part. But look, as long as everyone does their job, I think for me to have much belief left in Wood to be a solid guy, he needs to score today. He needs to score for himself as much as I personally need to see him score. You're against the League 2 side. You've got decent players around you that are hungry and an overall squad that's hungry. You need to come up to that level for me.
Yeah. And, there's no recognized striker on the bench for us today. So he does need to kind of prove himself today, get a couple of goals, hopefully. Obviously these lower league teams, we always associate them with being a bit more physical, maybe a game that will suit Chris Wood a little bit more. He's able to pin his man down and get on the ball and flick those balls on for Murphy, who's got a bit of pace about him. Another one that needs to have a good game for me today, because Jacob Murphy, I've not been particularly impressed with him over this season and the last. He's just kind of there filling in a spot for waiting to be replaced by someone. So if he wants to stay with this team, he needs to start playing well. And what better way to do it than today?
Exactly. The guys should be able to perform tonight against a League Two team. And if they don't, then you've got to ask questions of, well, then why are you here?
Yeah.
Right. That's as blunt as I can get. Because if we want to be successful, what do successful sides do? They're ruthless. They're ruthless. If you don't cut the mustard, you're out. It don't matter if you've been here a year, as we kick off, by the way. It don't matter if you've been here a year. We just bought you. If you aren't performing and you don't have like some really, really unbelievable potential, then you're out. It's really simple as
it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's good to see that Eddie Howe's taking this seriously as well. Not just the starting 11. Obviously, a lot of rotation in the starting 11, but the bench as well. Really strong bench. Trippier, Botman, Joe Linton in there, Almiron, Bruno. Obviously, a couple of names like Gillespie, Lewis, Fernandez, Manquillo, a few more fringe players, but still some, what would be our starting 11 on the bench, and obviously there just in case of emergency to chuck them on and hopefully win us the game. Hopefully it won't come to that.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think we should have enough to get the job done tonight, to be honest. I mean, that because if you looked at the Cambridge game, that was an anomaly, but our bench wasn't particularly great for that game. I don't think Wilson was available in any way. He definitely wasn't, because we didn't play with a striker even. So, because Dwight Gale wasn't even called up for that game, if memory serves me right. So, we just got to do our thing. So,
this new sponsors, the sleeve sponsors, throwing me off with this kit, because I keep thinking that it looks like a captain's armband on every player, and I'm like, how can they all be wearing the armband?
That's true.
Really odd. I really like that kit though, the blue and the gold. It's lovely.
Such a nice, I really, really, really nice looking kit. Nice little flick there from Willock. Gets slammed back though for a throw in to Newcastle. Target takes throw in.
Yeah, it's we mentioned it earlier. It's silverware at the end of the day, and these smaller teams from lower leagues will want to come and beat Premier League opposition. Obviously, home soil for Tranmere today, but the crowd doesn't seem to be sold out. So I don't know. Maybe Mike Dean's in there somewhere, and everyone's giving him a wide berth, but obviously a packed out away end for us. Sold out as per usual.
Yeah,
a few of the lads from the channel down there.
Yes, they are.
A couple of videos.
What is it, John? It's Lee. Lee is there. Is Johnny? No, Johnny.
I presume Johnny's there. I'm not sure. Carl's there. Harry's there. I think Adam's going. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. But yeah, good bunch of them going down, home and away, as per usual here on Newcastle Fans TV.
Yeah, absolutely. Kits almost look like a Swedish kit. Yeah, Isak will look nice in that, you'd think. Now, I think we have to register our final Premier League squad and whatnot by Friday, if I'm not mistaken. When do you believe that Isak will be a Newcastle player?
I really hope so. I think.
How do you feel about? All right, let's rate it from 1 to 10. A 10 being it's a done deal essentially. I'm just waiting for Newcastle Twitter to announce it. Good ball there. Here's Willock. Easy save from the keeper. Anyways, so a 10 being it's a done deal. Just waiting for Twitter and NUFC Twitter to confirm it, or a 1 being like, nah, I don't believe it at all.
I think I've still got hangover from the Mike Ashley days of I'm not quite believing that a player's ours until I see him in a black and white shirt at St. James's Park holding a scarf. There's still part of me that's skeptical. But when you've got people like Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein tweeting that, and Keith Downey, of course, and like saying that it's just a done deal. It's a matter of time. It's pretty much a medical and a couple of niggly bits to get it done, and then it'll be over the line. I can't imagine he'll be ready in time for Wolves. I would love to imagine.
I'm not worried about that. I just want to get it over the line for the announcement.
But yeah, I mean, it's end of the month, isn't it? So it's end of August. 1st of September is the cutoff for registering transfer players.
Okay.
So we should, if he is to arrive, he will have arrived before then, because obviously the window shuts the day before or a couple of days before.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I mean, it would be a fantastic signing. I know Sam's been a big fan of his for ages. I've known him. I'll hold my hands up. I knew him through FIFA a long time ago, but I've watched him since, both for Sweden and for Sociedad. I watched him a bit more when Marino went to Sociedad because I've still got a soft spot for Marino in my heart. Maybe we can use
Marino's
Isak.
been class too.
Yeah,
he's been a class.
Maybe we can get him back.
Midfielder for them. Yeah.
So he's got a bit of everything about him. Obviously, he's not ridiculously consistent, but he is a top quality player. And obviously
that comes with young players, though. That's
exactly.
to me what makes this
like
transfer justified for the money. Every young player goes through peaks and valleys, strong form and not so good form. Maybe it lasts a season, maybe it doesn't. But that's just, maybe that's a sign that he needs to move on, that to progress further as a player, he needs to move somewhere else. Because he's done very, very well for Real Sociedad. And he's been a very good, highly regarded player since his AIK days. So I'm very, very excited. I hope it gets announced pretty soon, to be honest. But I think for confidence for me, I'm gonna go 9. I'm gonna go 9 on the confidence because we've got very, very good reputable journalists announcing so. They've been pretty consistent with us. They haven't been saying. I think the only one that they might have gotten wrong would be probably a Dean Henderson deal, because I think a lot of guys were saying, "Oh, that's a done deal essentially," and then it fizzled into nothing. And he went to Forest way later on. So I think I'm gonna go about a 9, to be honest.
Yeah,
and probably the same with João Pedro. João Pedro seems kind of, more likely than not.
It's another one of those ones. And there's obviously rumoured interest from Everton, and it's kind of thrown the scent off a little bit. But I think with Pedro, I'm a bit more confident that that'll get done, mainly because there's the reason, like, we don't have to register him as a player in the 25 because he's still young. And I think that there will be a lot of benefits to signing a versatile young player like that. I think that one will get done as well. Obviously, that we had the here we go from Fabrizio over the weekend, didn't we? So I mean, I'd expect both of those deals hopefully to get done before the end of the window, and then potentially another 1 or 2 maybe. I've seen loan deals for Conor Gallagher being thrown around, rumours of that stuff. And then, I mean, hopefully we'll sign a few more players. And of course, you can keep up to date with all the transfer rumours and any news on OneFootball, proudly sponsored.
Yes, absolutely. Go check out that's what I use for the lineups, man. That's what I use for lineups. And for anyone that doesn't know the lineups, by the way, the game has kicked off, Felix, by the way. If you are curious about the lineups, by the way, there you go. Matt's screen is blocking Darlow, but yes, Darlow is in goal for this. And speaking of the goalkeeper situation, what do you make of that? And thank you, Felix, for the 79 pence super chat, my friend. Hey, every little bit helps. Thank you.
Cheers,
much appreciated, my friend.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, that goalkeeping situation, because obviously as soon as Nick Pope came in, we knew that, one of Carl Darlow or Martin Dubravka would probably
our number one.
Yeah, one of them was going to head out the door because Pope was going to come in and challenge for that number 1 spot. I think it was always likely that it was going to be Dubravka because he is arguably the better goalkeeper between him and Darlow. Well, I think it's undisputable that he is the better goalkeeper of the pair, and obviously he's going to want first team minutes, and we can't really guarantee him now that Nick Pope's come in and had such a brilliant start as well, by the way. So Carl Darlow starting cup competition, not really that surprising. What is surprising is that there's been no kind of real talk that Dubravka's leaving yet. The official excuse for him not featuring in the squad today, because he's not even on the bench, is that he's ill and will miss the game. So it's a tricky one, because obviously we've had a good couple of seasons with Dubravka now, and he's been a great servant to the club, and he's never kicked up a fuss while he's been here. Obviously he had his iffy moments, but since he's come in, I remember his debut, he's fantastic. And, he's been a brilliant servant to the club, and it'll be a sad day to see him go, but we can only respect his wishes if he does want that first team minutes. It wouldn't surprise me to see him move abroad to one of the top 5 leagues. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Or even to maybe a club like Leicester, who have obviously got rid of Kasper Schmeichel, have currently got Danny Ward in goal, so maybe a move to a club like that. But we're talking that Dubravka's going to leave, unfortunately, now,
Yeah, I'm surprised kind of that Leicester haven't pursued Everton goalkeeper, Pickford. Honestly, I thought that was going to happen, to be honest, because it kind of makes sense for club and country, for Pickford and for Leicester. You get a decent Premier League goalkeeper. I think he's better than Ward. He's not as good as Schmeichel. I don't think anywhere near as good as Schmeichel, but I do think that move would make sense for them, to be honest. But we'll see. They've had a very, very strange inactive transfer window. So I don't know what to make of them, really. But yeah, let's see. And answer this, by the way, guys, for the first question. I always like knowing where you guys are watching from around there. Obviously, Matt, you're in England. In Newcastle or Leeds or what?
Leeds today, yeah. I've just got back.
There you go. Did you know, actually, Matt, that Leeds is the 51st state of America most recently?
The revolution's taking place. Hey, it was a great game at the weekend. I watched the Leeds game and then watched the Newcastle game as well on Sunday. It was incredible. Both games, both sides played.
Palace too. They were a lot of fun to watch. I put something on my Twitter. I think us, Crystal Palace, and Leeds United, we're gonna win a lot of home games this season. A lot of them. We're gonna take out some big names. We're gonna play some exciting football with some. All three of us have very, very different profile managers, but exciting, young, hungry ones with some good ideas, good players, and I think all three of us are in for quite a good season, to be honest. So for the teams watching from Lincoln, United Kingdom, there you go. Senshi Bet, I think he's talking about Isak here. He's lanky, needs some growth in holding the ball up in the prem box, but he is smart and quick. Yes, and he's very good. He's very good dribbling the ball as well. He's good at drawing two defenders. There have been plenty of goals he scored for club and country where he takes the ball off the left. He draws two center backs in him. They allow him to dribble into the box foolishly because they don't know where he's going to go and turn. And he just finds these little narrow pockets of space to score. As we might score here off the left. Here's Willick, Curler, way right. What time are you on, by the way?
I'm just literally like 5 seconds behind you there.
11:35 I'm at.
Yeah, I'm 11:32, 3, 4. Yeah, so like Isak coming in, he plays with Sociedad, and obviously Oyarzabal on that left wing has benefited so much from he's actually playing. Obviously, we've already got saint-maximin who's quality by himself. And bringing that, obviously, we saw his link-up play with Callum Wilson at the weekend against City. They were both brilliant. So if you bring in a player like Isak who can, hold the ball up himself and create a bit of space for saint-maximin by doing that, I think we'll see the best of Matt come out. Yeah,
exactly. I would do what we did in the 90s with Hislop and Pavel Cernicek, play one goalkeeper at home and one away, Pope being the away choice. Possibly.
It was crazy back then, and it's crazy now to think that took place because obviously both quality goalkeepers, Hislop and
that doesn't happen nowadays, though.
Yeah, you just kind of got one number one, and then that's it, really, isn't it? Unfortunately, but I'd love to see.
Or you've got one goalkeeper designated for the league, and one of them is dedicated to cup games.
Yeah,
PSG did that PSG did that last year at times with Donnarumma and Navas. So some teams do have that approach. Yeah. Taki's watching from Croatia. Very, very nice. Ben Imdik, Saudi Arabia. That's cool. Adam Bell, Soccer Steve, I value your opinion. Isak, is he decent? Because his goals per game ratio is like Chris Wood. Well, the thing is about the big difference between Isak and Chris Wood is it's not actually their physique. They're kind of similar physically. But the thing is that when you watch Chris Wood and you watch Alexander Isak for club and country, one of them with New Zealand looks good, obviously, because it's a very low level of international football. But when you see him with us, he doesn't pass the eye test necessarily all the time. What Isak does is that he passes the eye test, which is my number one way of evaluating talent. Do you pass the eye test? The underlying stats and the goals and assists are very important, yes. But those can go away. Are you a good player fundamentally? And when I watch you, that's the most important thing for me, because then you have something to work off of. If you look like crap, but you score goals and assists, well, then what if you stop scoring goals and assists? What do you offer the team? So that's the big difference between Isak and Chris Wood, is that Isak passes the eye test in multiple ways. And they're completely different players, even though they play up front and they're big lads. So yes, Isak is the real deal.
Yeah.
Cross in, nothing there.
Yeah, just while you were chatting there, well, obviously we just had that cross into the box, but it's great to see Anderson, like watching him, obviously still such a young player, but the confidence he's playing with, like he's just stood on the edge of the box, screaming for it into his boot, and then he's just recovered the ball and won a corner from absolutely nothing. He looks some player. Hopefully he can get a few minutes.
Albeit a League Two team, but you can only play against who the coach,
that was his level last year, so he should be having a riot, shouldn't he?
Yeah.
But we'll see how he gets on this season. If we sign another midfielder, obviously, then you're thinking his chances of getting even less minutes. But obviously, cup competitions, that's where hopefully he can have his chance to shine. Otherwise, it might be a case of sending him out on loan in January if he hasn't got those minutes before the World Cup.
Yeah. What I am noticing so far, too, is that, and this has always been the case with Chris Wood, is that we don't play 4-4-2. But if you are going to play 4-4-2, if you are going to play Chris Wood, you need to play 4-4-2, to be honest, because, he relies on, if you have another guy to head it down to and get something started and then utilize the left and right midfield to bomb up, that's how you get those goals. So that's always something that I think Chris Wood could do a job for us, but I haven't seen Eddie Howe play 4-4-2 with us. I can't remember when we actually have, to be honest. So that's my stance on Wood.
No, he's definitely going to be a bit part player this season because, like you said, you either play 4-4-2 or you play with narrow wingers that are close to him. And we don't really do that, which is a bit of a shame. And, we play that 4-3-3 with the three midfielders, and we haven't really got too many men supporting him today either. So he might have a bit of a stinker today, unfortunately. Positive play there from Anderson there. Flashes. Oof. God, that was close.
Yeah, Longstaff looked good there. A bit of a heavy touch, but he does make the most of it to get a shot off. Just a little bit wide to the left. Not bad from Longstaff.
It would be impressive for Longstaff to look like Elliot Anderson.
Nutmeg the defenders there. What?
It was Elliot Anderson with the shot there.
Shit.
They just both look like scrappy Geordie lads to you. Is that right?
Yeah, they do, to be fair.
That was good. I'd like to have seen, it was a good shot from Anderson, but I'd have liked to him take that a little bit quicker because he took his time to set himself there, and you wouldn't get that type of time or space in the Premier League if he's going to get those minutes. So I'd like to control the ball really well, set himself up, but just delayed a little bit longer than he needed to.
On the break. Willock tried a through ball there to get Chris Wood, who busted a gut to get up there, to be fair to him, but it needed a little bit more weight on the pass. But good attempt there from Willock, good vision. That's the thing about Chris Wood, is that he's got the hustle and bustle about him. Yes, he's not lightning quick by no means, but I just feel like what we just saw there, maybe he is just a little unlucky. Maybe he's just a little unlucky that the pass wasn't just like a little bit more precise, or it needed a little more or less. Because honestly, he finds himself in all right positions. But
I mean, he's had to feed off scraps in a Burnley team for however many years, and he was getting 10 goals a season. So he's clearly got some kind of quality about him. But not struggled to obviously adapt to the style of play that we have. But Matt Targett's played him in behind here. Might have sneaked offside. Yeah, he has. Yeah, but, I mean, if he wasn't offside there, he's played Elliot Anderson in. That was a really nice run from Chris Wood. Yeah. Held the ball up, played Anderson in, and I imagine that would have been a goal if the ref hadn't blown his whistle. If we had VAR, we never know. That might have been given. That he's miles onside, I think. Yeah, he's absolutely miles onside. You're judging by, you can even see by the lines of the pitch. That was a really nice run from Chris Wood in behind. Target picked him out. Chris Wood swivels, plays Anderson in, who's actually up supporting the striker. And it probably would have been a goal. But that's a shame. Shame we don't have VAR. Never thought I'd say that, but here we are.
Yeah. To me, I've always said this about VAR. I'm a VAR guy because it makes zero sense to be against more technology and giving referees the replays that we have at home and whatnot. Like, I think it's just common sense, to be honest. What I don't get is that FIFA can't have literally just a computer monitor at every single club on earth. They've got the money for it. You've got the money for it. Microphones don't cost $1 billion. Like, you should have it, VAR, in every level of the game, professional or non-professional, if it's something that is actually a priority, because it's not fair to teams just because, like in the FA Cup, they have when Premier League teams get introduced, VAR is only used at their grounds, if I'm not mistaken. So if Liverpool host Tranmere, Liverpool, there's VAR at Anfield because it's a Premier League club, but if it was flipped the other way around, there would be no VAR, which I don't think is very fair.
Yeah, I agree. And like even the Championship doesn't have VAR, but the Championship playoffs do. Like, what's the point? I don't understand.
They clearly have the money for it. They clearly have the money for it because everybody tells me, oh, Steve, if English football, if the Premier League is miles ahead of the other leagues, like, because you don't ever see a recently promoted Italian side spend $100 million. And that's true, yes. But also in that regard, if they have $100 million to spend, they're not broke. So they should be able to have VAR in the league that they were before. All the teams.
It's not just even VAR. Like, oh, here we go.
That's 1-0 Tranmere. I mean, Jesus Christ. Matt, you cursed it. You cursed it.
All I'm saying is that came from a quick counter-attack, pacey wingers, and a pacey striker played in behind.
As soon as
Lascelles and Dummett couldn't keep up with it. That's all. I said it before the game started. I said that centre-back partnership doesn't have the legs. If they hit us on a quick counter, which they did, Josh Dakers-Cogley on the right-hand side, played in behind. We've stepped up, tried to play the offside trap. It's not worked. And then the defenders don't have the pace to recover for it. I'm not saying it's been coming because it hasn't necessarily been coming. We've been all over them, but they have had a couple of sneaky moments.
That's the thing about football. It doesn't even have to be coming. You take your chance. If you take your chance the first time you do, then there you go. I don't think it was
on the halfway line. He's been chipped on the halfway line. Why is he so high when they're in possession? And then Lascelles has tried to trap back and doesn't have the legs to get there. Keeper can't do anything. He's done his best.
I'm not sure if I'm being harsh on Darlow there, but why is he diving to the right?
I think
he's got a leg on
the ball.
He's not the main guy at fault. Maybe I'm being hard. Look, he's not the main guy, but I think he should do a little bit better. But you know what? That is being a bit too harsh because it's not. He's set into a position to fail. Because like you said, the center backs, what the hell are they doing? They don't have the pace for the offside trap. You're right. So
there's three Newcastle players in the box, and it was Longstaff, Lascelles, and Kraft. A right back, a centre back, and a centre mid. There was no Matt Targett tracking his man after the long ball in behind. There was no Paul Dummett doing anything. We've had 75% possession, and we're 1-0 down.
That's football. That's football for you. That's that kind of stuff.
There's not been a lot of positives so far, I have to say. Matt Ritchie's not been in the game, but he's on the ball at the moment.
It's all about how you respond. I don't, you go 1-0 down. It happens. Let's see what this team's made of.
Hey, it was almost a great response. Matt Ritchie carrying the ball forward, fed it into Elliot Anderson, who linked up well with. Fed it into Willock, who linked up well with Anderson. And
forced Tranmere into a clearance. We got a corner, I believe. So.
Scuffed shot, but a scuffed clearance. So we've got a corner.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're watching it, Steve, but I'm
watching on the big TV.
So I'm sure there's many websites you can watch it on. Oh, unlucky from Anderson there.
What were you saying, Matt? Sorry about what? Are you referencing this comment?
Yeah. I was just getting the comment.
So I'm in the States, so it won't apply to you if you live elsewhere. I'm watching on ESPN Plus. So
yeah, we've got Sky Sports if you're in the UK, and I'm sure you'll be able to find a stream online if you can't. But I can't recommend any, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. LA Gamer. There you go.
They're just Tranmere are playing the game plan well. You know, you've got to hand it to them. They're compact. They're sitting in. They're breaking us down.
Clinical too. As of right now, they're clinical. One shot, one goal. They executed that counterattack very well. They exploited our weakness in defense and the pace and stuff. They evaded the offside trap. They've done their job. It is a deserved lead. It is a deserved lead because it doesn't matter how much possession you have. It's what you do with it. It is what you do with it. So we've got to recover. That's all we got to do. And to be honest, it's making me doubt Lascelles. Why are you here? Dummett, same kind of thing. Listen, they're good lads, I'm sure, for the dressing room. And maybe that is their strength. You know, maybe even this game is too much for them. I mean, bit disappointing. But you know, we'll see how this goes. 25 minutes, we've got a lot of time.
Yeah. I mean, Murphy and Anderson have had the best chances of the game so far, and Anderson's played quite well, but Murphy's not done anything groundbreaking particularly. It's just they're so compact. They've got 10 men behind the ball. Well, 11 when you count the goalkeeper. Chris Wood's being body checked in the box there.
And to be honest, like what Paul said, Chris Wood wasn't offside before that. I'm not trying to make this an excuse by any means, but I was talking about before the goal went in that VAR should be a thing where if you're a professional club, an amateur one, if you're affiliated with FIFA, they should be able to hook you up with a TV screen and some microphones for the refs. They should. Yeah. They should. It's not FIFA have the money. They have the money for that thing. I don't care if you're in Ethiopia, America, anywhere in the world. If you're FIFA affiliated and it's an amateur game or professional or something, the TV monitor, if I've got two, I think FIFA can afford one for everyone, to be honest, and some microphones. Like it's not rocket science.
Tranmere playing a bit of mind games with the ref there. The ref seemed to have given a throw to Newcastle, but the Tranmere player screamed at him until he gave it Tranmere's way there. So
that's what you got to do if you're Tranmere to get a result in the game. You've got to have some luck. You've got to just every single little advantage that you can perceive that you can get, do it. Try it. Why not? No one thinks you'll win the game anyways, so why not?
Target played Anderson in behind here.
Yeah, he drifted off to the left.
Good run from Anderson. That really nice run in behind. Murphy's got the touch of an elephant. Still keeps the ball though. Murphy's first touch there was shocking.
He's never had a good. He's never really had a good first touch, to be honest. Ball in.
Look at Anderson.
Anderson's been.
Yeah.
Willock plays it just completely out of the way, so nothing there. English FA.
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to read this comment. I think this is essentially bad. I think this is what he was talking about with my VAR comments. English FA should have it in them to improve the side judges. That too. I mean, like, come on. I know we have replay. But why don't they have replay? You know what I mean? Like, he was clearly onside. I don't get it. Whatever. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I mean, League Two doesn't even have goal line technology at the moment. So it's...
that's super easy.
Yeah.
And you know what? The margins from League Two to the National League, if a team gets relegated to the National League and they had a goal scored that should have counted, but it was a close one and there's no goal line technology. That's the difference between a club going bankrupt and surviving. I think what club was in that sort of situation before? I'm sure I know when Eddie Howe took over Bournemouth, they were really, 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 really like they were financially doing awful. So you absolutely need to have goal line technology, all that sort of stuff, because the game's evolved and there's money in the game. So
this is awful. We're just humping the ball long whenever we're getting out of ideas.
Yeah, it's David Moyes long ball.
I don't mind going long. That's absolutely fine. But as long as it's accurate long balls into the striker, this is just pumping it as hard as you can, as far as you can, and hoping that it hits someone up there. It's just not going to work, especially when you're against League Two opposition who are used to this kind of football every single week.
There's a difference to me. I always preach about getting crosses into the box. There's a difference when there's a bunch of guys in the box when you're already looking to score and the play is in the opposition half. Then I don't mind crosses into the box, because if you fire 9 out of 10, maybe you get lucky and you score a goal off of it, or it's a very precise. You know what I mean? It's a percentage thing, but not from the halfway line when we're trying to get an attack started. Build up the play, get bodies into the box, force corners, that kind of stuff. That's how you do it. The long balls to start up the play don't suit our plays. Do not suit our players, I don't think, either.
Murphy, Murphy is bloody shocking. He's got the ball into his feet and he stood with his back against the defender, just stood there and waiting for something to happen. And then he loses the ball and then doesn't try and chase his man back. If it stays as it is, get Murphy off at halftime and bring Miggy on. He's in a bit of form. Richie can stay on. Switch Richie over to the other side, and then get Miggy on, let him improve on his form, because Murphy is doing himself a disservice here. He's absolutely shocking.
Should do. Absolutely. I mean, like, I don't know. I like Jacob Murphy, but we haven't seen good form from him in a really, really long time. But Miggy is in good form. So, and I bet Eddie Howe's thinking the same thing too, to be honest. So, yeah, it's Elliot Anderson for me is the big takeaway so far. And I think Chris Wood has done well, relatively speaking. So,
looking
free
forward
kick in, overshot.
That's poor. You'd expect that from a League Two side, like that, just overhitting a direct. I mean, it's Matt Ritchie as well, whose delivery is usually so good. I thought it was target, and you'd expect better from Ritchie there.
Yeah, fair. Ristafa, just sending an appreciation message to Steve for always being here, covering the games, doing a great job. Appreciate work, dude. Thank you very much. And it's not just me. I know my thing is the watch-alongs, but Matt's here too. He does an excellent job, on the channel too. And obviously, guys, Johnny, Sam, and you know what? I'm gonna have to wait a sec. Oh no, it's a replay of the goal. I was getting scared. Holy shit! I was getting scared. I'm like, am I seeing double? No, but thank you, Ristafa. But it isn't just me. It isn't just me. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you, Adam Bell. Kind of speaking some sense here. This is kind of in the deep, dark back of my mind. We don't look like scoring, to be honest. I'm getting a bit nervous.
We've in the replay, while we were watching the replay, Jamal Lascelles has had his nose bust open. He says he's been elbowed in the face. Yeah. I mean, he's been caught, that's for sure. I think the striker's
maybe the hand, not the elbow.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he's just got a really weak nose. Doesn't look like malicious intent from the striker. He's caught him definitely, but I think he's just off balance and his arms bust his lip or his nose or something. Bit of blood on Lascelles' face.
It would go against everything for me to call for a yellow or a red. You got to have some physical. It's a contact sport. Like you said, a red card means it's malicious, violent intent. Two lads going up for a ball and you accidentally get a little bit of that. He wasn't looking at the player and doing it. You can see some certain body language things. So yeah, no, that's it. It happens. It happens. So
yeah,
this is our transfer listed squad. Most of them, besides Elliot Anderson. Yeah, to be honest. Fucking hell, man. The thing I hate about this too is that the time is just flying by. I think Tranmere scored. What minute did they score? 22 or something like that. Something stupid. 21. And it's already 33. Like the time's going by a little bit too fast for me. Getting a bit nervous, if I'm honest.
I mean, it's fine. If we get into half time, still 1-0, that's no dramas. It's one goal at the end of the day. It's easily done. And then we've got big guns
We're
to come
making it
up.
harder for ourselves than it should be. But then again, when you have guys like Jacob Murphy who just are not having a great game by any means, then that's what happens. That's what happens. And Tranmere have a very, they have a game plan. They're sticking to it. So
Lascelles is still off the pitch receiving treatment. There's a lot of blood. So obviously we're playing with 10 men at the moment, which is a bit worrying. But that's a lot of blood considering it didn't look like a lot of contact from the replay.
You must have a weak nose or something, man. That is quite a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Josh Rainsford, good comment here. We need to get out this you need to get the deadwood out. The team, I was looking at our bench against City and thought, oh my God. I mean, and this, if we go on to lose this game, or if we have to make such tough work of it that we have to go to a shootout or something like that, then a lot of these guys they gotta, we gotta let them go, see what we can get for them and find some replacements in.
It's weird though, because you kind of just chuck everyone out and hope that we're going to get in world beaters. You need to build slowly, and we have been building.
We could
slowly,
at the beginning of the window. There's a strong argument for that, but we've got a week left. So, because I've seen squads go through complete rebuilds. Eintracht Frankfurt 2 years ago. So yeah, because 2 years. It was the year. Now, last summer, they went through a complete rebuild, but it was like 10 in and 13 out. I've seen it before. Rangers did it under Gerrard once or twice. So I've seen it before. And our players aren't on crazy wages. And we can obviously just ship them off to the championship. But it's far too late to do something like that, where it's 10 in, 13 out or something like that. So,
yeah. Yeah, Kraft's taking a painful one here down on the pitch. Looks like he's hurt his knee. I don't know if that's the knee that was keeping him out while he was injured. It looks really painful. He's in a lot of discomfort with the physios there, so he'll probably maybe get subbed off here.
Trippier is looking like he's...
Well, that's interesting. Mankio's on the bench. I thought Mankio would be the obvious replacement, but obviously...
Eddie Howe wasn't screwing around.
Yeah.
That's what that shows me. That Eddie Howe is... not taking not Fleetwood Town. I'm reading this comment here. He's not taking Tranmere Rovers lightly, and his desire to win the cup, to win a cup, is very, very. It's at the forefront of his plans here. It's one of his goals. So he's taking it seriously, and the squad should too. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, at the end of the day, if we do lose this game, it's not the end of the world. We've got the FA Cup. If we do want to take a cup competition seriously, yes, it would be nice to win this and progress to the next round and keep our name in the hat for as long as possible and hopefully win the whole thing. But you've still got the FA Cup. And then at the end of the day, we've got the league as well, which we're obviously doing quite well in at the moment and would like to continue that. So I know some people disagree with the mentality of, we've lost, we'll focus on the league. But it is a reality. You look at the rotation that in this side today, and Eddie Howe's clearly considered resting players for the league. Otherwise, he would have just gone with a full strength 11. He does want to take the cup seriously, and he's fielded as strong as an 11 as he's willing to sacrifice. But if injuries happen, can you imagine if this was Kieran Trippier down now instead of Emil Kraft?
Exactly.
You could have
and
Trippier
it's good
out
for Trippier too, because he is coming back from an injury, so and Kraft getting stretchered off. That's really, really not good, to be honest, in terms of depth. Because I think Kraft has really, really improved. I think once Eddie Howe came in it was December. I think Kraft, a few games were shaky, but there was something that clicked eventually, and he was a stud. He was a stud at that point, especially when Trippier was out. So that's a real bummer. Trippier going off on a stretcher.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, it's all right. Trippier coming on now, though, so hopefully he can link up well with Richie on that right-hand side, and hopefully Murphy can pull his act together on the other side as well, because he's had a shocker so far. And hopefully Trippier doesn't get crocked, because we need him for the league.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Is it really going to take some of our better players to get something going here? These lot are taking the piss. I mean, it is pretty disappointing. It definitely is a bit disappointing, but I was actually just thinking this when Trips got subbed on and we need a better player to improve. Trips free kick. Yeah, why not? He's got the ball a little bit above the halfway line, cross in from Trippier, ball in, header. Oh, and it's cleared. Ooh.
Oh, it's a great defensive header. Jameson off the line.
Exactly. Jameson.
Elliot Anderson. The camera's focused to Elliot Anderson. Did he win a header in the box there? He's really got everything, this lad.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it earlier. I was trying to think who he reminded me of, Anderson, the way he's playing tonight. And I think when Dele Alli first joined Spurs, and he was that kind of wonder kid, he had a bit about him.
Goal! Yes! There we go!
And Jamal Lascelles, get in.
Lascelles, the bloodied warrior.
Sticks his toe in at the back post. Excellent. Bloody brilliant. And was that Trippier on the corner or was that Richie?
Let me look at the replay. Regardless of that, though, this all started because of Trippier's introduction.
I think that's good. Trippier on the corner,
That is.
Lascelles wins the first header and it's blocked, and then he gets the rebound and just hammers it home.
Lascelles did a little spinorama in the box too to
that's
throw off everyone. Got completely free. Good goal, Lascelles. That's a goal a striker would be proud of.
Really well worked.
And it all started. When Trippier was brought on. A free kick taken from the set piece, and it drew a corner. So there you go. That's what Trippier does. Good stuff. Hopefully he just stays fit. Chat, is Newcastle playing better than Tranmere? On the scoreboard we're even, but we do look good start. Yeah,
we've dominated possession. We've not created too much. We do look a bit toothless. I think it was Adam earlier said we looked a bit toothless, and we do. But to be honest, it's lack of support from the wingers. To be honest, Murphy and Richie haven't been involved in this game. Chris Wood's isolated on his own. Elliot Anderson's been our best player.
Yeah, good for him, by the way, taking this opportunity by the scruff of the neck. Truly, say what you want, it's a League 2 side, but you can only play against who the coach picks you against, and he's taking his opportunity with he's taking it very seriously, and he's been instrumental for us. So very impressive from Elliot Anderson. Nice little move there, but good.
Really nice
defense. Solid defense. Draws a foul there.
Yeah, that's good. Smart play from Anderson there. Really nice play. Yeah. Good touch into his feet and draws the foul, relieves the pressure. But nice feet from McAleer from Tranmere before. Dance past 2 or 3 United players before getting tackled.
Yes, that was number 8. Yeah, McAleer. Yeah, that was good footwork there. Absolutely.
It's difficult to say, John, like whether we're playing good or not, because we're dominating the ball. We've really reduced them to one big chance, which obviously they've taken, but we've not really created anything of our own apart from the goal. Anderson's been our best player. Murphy's had a couple of snapshots which have gone 10,000 feet wide. But we're not really playing that good, but we're not really playing that bad either. We just don't have any attacking threat at the moment.
To answer that, I'm gonna say no. But as soon as Trippier came on, we looked better. So I do have to change it, not to take a shot, people. I have to take a shot. So let me go to this. Now, every time we score, as long as I don't have work or anything, which I don't, I'll be doing this all season. Every goal is a shot. And I gotta go and do a poll. I let the people decide what I drink. I let the people decide. It's a very it's with great power comes great responsibility. I'll let you know that, people. So let me get that poll fired up.
Hey, if we have any more games like we did against City where we just look like scoring for fun, then your liver's going to be messed up.
I was worried about that. I was worried about that going into the game. That's why I went with 3 for my sake. But I'll be happy to do 7 as long as I can have the vision and the coordination to do so. That's fine. That's fine. I don't have a throw-up bag ready because I don't think it's going to be a 7-1 game. So. And Luke McKean, morning, guys, is up at 5 a.m. to watch this one. Very, very, you know what? That's just how it goes, man. That's how it goes with international fans. We're very, very dedicated. Don't matter what time the game is, we're watching.
Yeah, respect it, man.
Absolutely.
It's nice and easy being 8 o'clock at night over here, just chilling out, watching the game. It was nice. You guys got to get up at ridiculous o'clock.
Newcastle.
Score predictions now then, Steve. After pretty much first half over. How you feeling? First half's gone. How's the second half going to go? What needs to change?
Were you asking me? Sorry.
Ask you and the chat. Why not? I'll open it up to the chat as well, but I'll have your answer first while we wait.
So you said, how's the second half gonna go?
Yeah.
I see this as being a struggle. I see it definitely as being a struggle because clearly Tranmere are up for the fight. I think our quality might win over. I don't see this as being particularly easy though because of how well Tranmere are playing. I think this might even go to extra time, to be honest. But yeah, I'm feeling much better. Quick free kick taken, Longstaff gives it to Trippier. Trippier on the ball, turning, gets it to Lascelles. Lascelles back to, looks like Richie there. Richie getting some pressure on there. Lascelles looking for a long ball. Nice pass, doing a nice switch to the other side, and Target's on the ball now. Target ball in. Not a bad ball, a little short though, dealt with. Cleared out, and Lascelles comes out of nowhere and says, no, we're staying in this half. Target ball in. Looking. Header dealt with. Ping pong, and it gets cleared out, and Lascelles again says, no. Ball out.
Keep looking.
Is that a pen? No, not a pen. It looks like offside.
Yeah. Richie, just got body checked a little bit, but didn't ask for it. To be fair to him, he just got outstrengthed by the defender. But we keep looking for these balls into the box for Chris Wood, but none of them are finding him. He's making some good runs, but no balls in. Ball in has been good enough, really.
Yeah.
It's a bit worrying. He's been very isolated in this first half. And the thing is, we've got no one to replace him if you did want to change things up in the second.
Fair enough.
Unless you play Jacob Murphy up top again.
Yeah.
Dark days. It could go either way. We've had 9 shots, Newcastle to Tranmere's 1, but obviously 1 goal apiece. Only 2 shots on target of those 9 for us. So
yeah,
we can see how good we've been in the final third. But yeah, Adam just reinforcing that point you made earlier on. Toothless.
Yeah, exactly. The poll is up, by the way, people. And it's titled, Lascelles makes me drink. It's because he scored. What's Steve taking a shot of? So it's either going to be Remy Martin or Malibu Black because Lascelles makes me drink.
What on earth is Remy Martin?
It's French cognac.
Oh, very fancy. Oh, wow, does look fancy. Is that not expensive? Only the best stuff for Newcastle.
It did cost me, I think this bottle was $50 or something like that. I looked up online. Technically, you're not supposed to take a shot of it. I have drank it before. It's in one of those. You ever seen those? Really, really. It's those glasses where it's you have it and you shake it around a little bit, and it. I'll show you in a minute because it's halftime coming up, and I'll end the poll pretty soon. But yeah, it's good stuff. It's kind of liquor-ishy.
Oh, Paul Dummett sells Darlow short with a back pass. And striker's got every right to go for that ball with Darlow. It's a 50-50, but he's left something in on the goalkeeper there. Looks like the striker's going in the book for a late challenge. He's got every right to go for the ball because it was a short back pass, but he's gone in.
Darlow's kind of limping.
Yeah, he's playing up to the ref, so he gets him in the book. Yeah, striker, it looks like, is it Hemmings? I've not seen a replay of this, so it could be a lot dirtier, but it looked just a bit of a forceful challenge from the
Dummett
striker.
tried to play it back. Look, I don't know if that's...
Yeah, that studs up. If VAR, let's have a look at this again. Yeah, if VAR's in play here, that's a straight red. That studs into the kneecap. Fair enough, he's gone for the ball. He's allowed to do that, but he's jumped in with his stud.
There's a way.
On the kneecap.
That spot on, Matt. There's a way you go for the ball, and it's never, ever studs up, because that's red card territory. So we're getting lucky. And you know what? Regardless of whatever happened on that play, a score is a score, a game's a game. That could have been a very, very bad injury for Darlow.
Yeah.
That could have gone. That could, really, really, really wrong, to be honest.
Yeah.
That was fortunate. Ball in. Oh, Richie was pretty close on that.
Just he's pulled up. Has he pulled up, Richie? He looked like he was hobbling there as if his hamstring's gone, just as he's tried to.
Nah, he's just doing the old man wobble, or not wobble. Sorry, the old man. The old man. I don't know, the way they walk sometimes. A little. Yeah. Shows the marks. Captains getting their ear. Yeah, there should have been a red. New VAR could have been a red.
Yep.
And you know what? If that was it, and you know what? You could say I'm biased. You could say Matt's biased. The comments are biased. Whatever. If one of our players did that in this exact game, I would have been like, yeah, that should have been a red for us, because that's endangering the safety of an opponent. Even if it's not the violent intent, you still can't do that. You still can't.
The difference between Trippier's on Sunday and this one today is the studs. Trippier's gone in, he's jumped off the ground and he's taken him out at knee height. Yeah, fair enough. It's an absolutely foul. He's gone for the man, not the ball. Definitely a foul and definitely a card. The reason it wasn't a red, which was checked by VAR, is because the studs weren't showing. And it's the exact opposite of that for this lad today. Because Hewitt, and he's gone in, like we said, he's got every right to go for the ball and try and beat Darlow to that, get a touch on it, whatever, but not with your stud showing. I mean, if there's VAR in the game and if the ref had any sense about him, that would have been a straight red. But I think they've been trying to kick us up a height all game, and the ref's been allowing them to do it. He's got no control over the game, really. We've luckily no. I mean, we saw Kraft's injury, but that wasn't really a dirty challenge, in my opinion.
That was an accident. That happens when you play a contact sport. No gripes with that. But no, it's just, it studs up. It's a red. Studs up. It's a red, because it's endangering the safety of the players. It's as easy as that, to be honest. And Paul says ref is letting these lot get away with murder here, like busted nose, stretcher off, multiple fouls from their striker, and then studs up on Darlow. Look, they are. Say what you want about the way Tranmere are playing, but it is a very I think it speaks to how much that they actually respect us, because they know they don't have the talent to do so they have to try something else. And that's what you do as a lower league team when you play a Premier League team. It's not nice, but if we were in that position, things might be a little different.
Yeah. But, I mean, we saw on Sunday, we were in Tranmere's position playing City, and we, as a Newcastle fan, we can hold our hands up and say we kicked the hell out of City for the first 5-10 minutes. Bruno got booked in the first. We got in their heads, we rattled them, and that's part of the game plan. That's what you got to do when you're playing an opposition that is probably better than you, and that's why we see it so often. And that's why Aaron's pointed out here why we don't play players like Trippier. Or I know Wilson has been injured already, but why we definitely wouldn't risk playing Callum Wilson in a game like this with him being injury prone anyway, because he's just going to get a 2-footed challenge from the centre back. That
guy would be lucky to make it out alive, knowing his body betraying him that often. Yeah.
So,
Stevie MC67. Not sure how we could be playing a League Two team, and Murphy is still the worst player on the pitch.
I mean,
I think he's been our lowest rated opponent. I think right now, if we were doing halftime scores, I'd probably give him a 4 or a 3 because I don't think he's had an impact on the game. And then when he's given the opportunity to do so, his first touch lets him down. His position lets him down. There's something that he's just not quite up to scratch in, and that's a problem. So, yeah, he needs to rebound, and I would sub off Murphy at halftime for Miggy, like you suggested. Great suggestion. So,
yeah,
stay tuned. Just send Joe Linton. He'll snap all of them up. I mean, we've got him on the bench for that reason, probably. Not just that, but that was probably playing into Eddie's mindset in the squad he wanted to pick.
Yeah.
He wanted to pick. Bruno don't mind a tussle either. So
I think, if I'm the manager at halftime, Miggy's coming on. I think maybe even Fernandez coming on for Lascelles if he's struggling with his nose, or Dummett if he's not. Because Fernandez, we know, is a physical player, and his defensively, his awareness is a lot better, arguably, than Paul Dummett's. No disrespect to Paul Dummett. And then if you want to rise to the physicality of Tranmere, you do bring Joe Linton on, but then you risk escalating their physicality by bringing a physical player on. You don't want to encourage it. So think, big man, he's putting the challenges in on me. I'll crank it up even more. And then that's when you risk other players getting injured when they start throwing strong challenges around. So,
yeah. Joe Linton is the dad of this team. Anyone gets shuffled to ground, Joe is out to kill. He's the dad that has the shotgun out if his daughter brought a guy home. Been like, oh, look at him. Oh, let's see if he passes. Something else about this too is that I think Tranmere, they are trying to set a physical precedent to give Eddie Howe something to think about. Like, do you really wanna bring on your superstars to beat us? Because we could knock them around. And you know what? That's fine. But the ref has to have, like you said, the ref needs to have control of the game so that guys aren't looking strictly out for blood, that it's football first with some physical, aspect to it. I appreciate that side of the game. I like the roughhouse, the roughness and all of that. And I like to see there haven't been guys flopping around. I hate that shit. I like a good physical game, but there are limits. And you got to follow the rules, man. And the ref he's been very, very poor.
Yeah.
But
I will say I will be surprised if this game ends with 22 players on the pitch. If it keeps going the way it's going.
Red. That's a good that'd be a good bet to put on, to be fair. A red. Yeah. Andy Bell, our member. Definitely become a member if you've got the financial means to do so. I stress that especially, but it is only 99 pence. So if your budget allows that, definitely go for it. We've got good videos. I think we had 3 today, if I'm not mistaken. So we've got a lot of good stuff to offer. A Discord, you get to find out who's on the Greenwood and Mulliner show, behind the scenes stuff. It's just good stuff. So definitely become a member if you're able to. Andy Bell, our member, says J7 the enforcer, and that's a red if there's VAR. Yeah, I mean, I haven't found anyone that says that wasn't a red.
I mean, if there's VAR today, we're 2-1 up at halftime and they're down to 10 men, and we're looking a lot rosier than we are.
Yeah. But you know what? We don't mind doing things the hard way at Newcastle, and I'm sure Eddie Howe doesn't either. It sucks, but this is how teams win trophies, and this is how successful teams, this is where they earn their paycheck. You come up against a strong, an opponent that is an underdog, and they put you to a test. So this is where you make your bread, guys. So I'm up for the challenge. I think the players are too. I'm putting money on the ref coming off in the second half to sort his cataracts out. He could use an eye inspection, to be fair. I wish we had a sponsor of the channel that was like a vision care. That'd be hilarious. I could make jokes about that all day. The Hemmings tackle looks worse the more it's shown. Ref has been embarrassing. I mean, another point that I make virtually every Newcastle game is when you watch a game from England, or if there's an English ref officiating a game, like yesterday with the Champions League game, it was Cervena Zvezda and Maccabi Haifa. Anthony Taylor was reffing that game, and I thought he was pretty poor, to be honest. So when you watch a game with an English ref, or it's in England, you may as well sign a voucher saying, I sign my emotional, mental well-being into the refs being complete shit, and I'm gonna get angry. Like, it just comes with football. Sometimes the decisions go in your favor, sometimes they don't. So Andy Bell with some interesting insight on the tackle on Emil Kraft. The tackle on Kraft is a coward's tackle. He knows what he's doing. Kraft done cruciate, possibly with that kind of challenge. I have to see a replay of that. That's definitely giving me something to chew on, Andy. I'm sure there'll be a replay or whatever, but possibly could be unlucky. But I mean, I just think it's that kind of game, man. It's a bloodbath, to be honest. So
yeah. I mean, I was just watching had the Sky Sports pundits on at halftime, listening or watching the subtitles, and they all three of them said that should have been a straight red card for the challenge. Said it's fully timed, studs up, and everything. They've not mentioned the Kraft challenge at all.
It doesn't take a genius to know that should have been a red. Studs up, it's easy. If you have eyes and you set your bias aside, it's a red. So whatever. Yeah. We'll take a shot to Lascelles. You make me drink, my friend.
Yeah. We get 5 subs, Paul, in this competition. I think I am correct in saying I think it's a 7-man bench with 5 subs permitted. I think it's the same rules as the Premier League this season, where they have to be made in 3 instances. Obviously, half-time doesn't count as one of them, so we've already made 1. So we've got 2 more substitution breaks to bring on.
So we'd have to do. So we could do in one window. We could do 2 or 1 or 3. But we can't make all 4 at once. Otherwise, you take that window out of it, obviously.
Yeah.
Or sorry, they have to be in the 2 windows, right? So you can only bring on 3 at one time if you've already made 1. There you go.
I'm not sure what the rules are, because before this 5 subs came into place, there was an extra substitute allowed in extra time. But I'm not sure if that still applies with the 5 subs. I guess we'll find out if we get there. But yeah, it's we've got 5 subs to bring on and 2 more opportunities, unless we make subs at halftime, which doesn't count as one of those opportunities. So yeah, we'll be good.
Andy, legs planted, comes from the side, waiting to crash leg. It's a clever, bad weighted challenge. All right, I'll have to see a replay on it. To be honest, I'll have to see a replay. Definitely give me something to think about. What do you think? Sorry, John Richards. He asks, what do you think of the new signs for Newcastle? Will they add the edge we need? Well, I think we have none of. I don't believe Isak and Joao Pedro have been confirmed yet. Could be wrong, but we'll assume that we'll get both. I think we'll get both. I think we will get both. Do these signings give us the edge we need? Yes, it does, because Joao Pedro, he can play anywhere across the front 3. I particularly like him on the wing, but he can do a job as striker. With Isak, he can also be a guy up front, but also does well on the left. So I think, yes, it gives us the edge that we need. Joao Pedro is more of a wild card, younger option. But, Isak isn't exactly a veteran either. He's 22. But he's just got, tons and tons of quality. And he's gotten international caps too. So and it's obviously much, much more high profile. But I think it gives us the edge we need, because we need a Callum Wilson replacement. Maybe not even a replacement, but just someone that when Callum Wilson and the inevitable happens and he picks up an injury, we need someone up front besides Chris Wood. I don't know. Do you think it gives the edge that we need, Joao Pedro and Isak?
Yeah, I think it does. I think we've been lacking a winger and a striker to add to what we have. I think before pre-season, we all thought that Miggy was either maybe going to be on his way out or definitely would be more of a rotational player. And I don't think anyone can safely say they said Miggy's going to be one of our best players come pre-season and the start of the season.
Yeah.
But obviously, we still needed to strengthen those departments. We've got bloody Jacob Murphy as a 3rd choice almost now, which is awful to think about. But
yeah,
excuse me, I can't think. We've absolutely been crying out for a backup striker. We have been since, well, probably last season as well. We brought Chris Wood in as almost an emergency buy. He did the job we asked him to do, you know, notched a couple of goals towards the end of the season. We did stay up eventually, and more than stayed up in the end, whether or not that's sold down to Chris Wood or whatever. But now he's there to kind of be the veteran striker, to be called upon, almost the Dwight Gale of the last few seasons after his championship run. And then we're going to need someone in to push Callum Wilson and to challenge him for that number 9 slot, not necessarily the shirt, but Wilson obviously being injury prone, you need someone that's going to be comfortably able to step up in those shoes. And Isak is that player. Either replace Callum Wilson or step up when Wilson's injured. And even João Pedro, he's really highly rated. The lad's only 20, for God's sake, and he's showing such promise. And he can come in and provide a bit of pace and trickery and desire into this team. I think they're both very shrewd buys. Obviously, we're paying a lot of money for Isak. But, you know, both brilliant purchases in my eyes. I think there are other areas that we'll need to strengthen come January. You know, we'll see where we are in cup competitions and in the league and stuff. And after the World Cup, who's injured, who's fit. Obviously, some players won't be going to the World Cup with either their countries haven't qualified, or they'll be injured and on the road to recovery, or they won't have been selected. So we'll see who's fit and available for us come Boxing Day. But I think they're both smart buys. And as I'm talking, we're getting back to the game, and it looks like Jamal Lewis is on. Yeah. So we'll see if that's for Matt Target. It is for Matt Target. It's just popped up on my screen, which is a strange one. Maybe Matt Target's feeling himself a little bit after the coming back from injury. It would make sense, you know, if Dan Burn's going to be out for Wolves as well, obviously after taking a ball to the face. It makes sense to give Target a bit of a rest, get him a bit of match fitness in the first half, and then give him a bit of the rest. I'm not sure. I saw a comment a little bit earlier on, Stephen. I've been trying to look it up. And I'm not entirely sure about if these games go straight to penalties or if there's extra time or not.
Right. Aaron Taylor asked that, don't EFL Cup games go straight to penalties? Well, we know that Tranmere have been involved in a penalty shootout, so I could just I'll look up what happened in that game, the 2-2 draw with Accrington Stanley.
I think it does go straight to penalties. I think only the semi-final and the final.
It does.
So
once the 90 minutes is completed, if it is still a draw, whichever score it is, then it does, it goes straight to penalties. So there you go.
Yeah, learn something new every day. So my whole chat about having an extra sub in extra time is absolute waffle.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Second half kicked off, so I got to change that ticker right there. It's the second half. Yeah, no, I think. No, and it looks like a Tranmere corner. No, Tranmere. Was it a throw in or corner? They're in our half.
Throw in by the looks of it, but by the way they're panning into the box, it's probably going to be a long one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out if where Dacres Cogley is from, because I recognize the name. I'm trying to work out who he's played for that I know him from. Birmingham City, maybe? Well, he's only played for Birmingham and Crawley, so it's definitely going to be Birmingham or Tranmere. Yeah. He had a good first half. I think he got the assist for the goal, if I remember correctly.
Oh, little scrap in the box. Oh, jeez.
Oh, that was a bit ropey.
Cross in. Claimed by Carl Darlow. There you go.
That's better from Darlow. The first punch was a bit ropey, lacking a bit of confidence from Darlow, but he came and claimed that second one with great applause.
You know what I just realized? Hold on one sec. So, if you look at Darlow's goalkeeper kit, is it not the same exact orange as this?
It might be.
And the badge, too. If you look at the material, too, it looks exactly like it. It looks like this is, if you took away this, it looks like a long, and changed the material, but it looks exactly like it.
Well, I wouldn't put it past Castore to be lazy, would I?
Nah. Look, I don't know if I've ever spoken on the channel about my thoughts on Castore. I think the designs are dope. This, This is absolutely beautiful. This is gorgeous. The shirt is 10 out of 10 in my opinion. The only thing that I might change is have this as navy blue, just to maybe. But you know what? It looks class either way. So I think the designs look great. I mean, the kit we have tonight, I quite like it. I think that's an easy 9 out of 10 looking kit. This one sold tremendously well, if I'm not mistaken. This one, it took me a while to find that. I think I found it on Kitbag or something. I think the designs are class. The quality, though, has always been the question, I think.
It was a really nice move while you were chatting there, Steve. Some really good play from left to right even. Lascelles played it into Anderson in the midfield, managed to switch the play over to Richie. Taking the corner quickly.
Richie shot.
Cleared away. But nice link-up play there. Jamal Lewis winning a corner, which was then taken quickly, which led to that Richie shot. But like linking up a bit better as a team now. Tranmere on the back foot at the moment. Struggling to get near us to hack us and bring us to the ground.
Is anyone here watching this commentary set of Sky Sports? To be fair, they're doing a slightly probably. If you want interesting conversations about Newcastle, maybe not about the game. I've always struggled. That's something I've always wanted to get better at because I feel like I can do play-by-play. But you guys can listen to Sky Sports for that. We offer something different to Sky Sports, so I appreciate it, Alfie. That you rate us. They rate us like that.
Yeah,
good point from Senchi Bat. Matt Sharpness is better now. We have woken up, I think.
Yeah. I think Eddie Howe's been down their throats at halftime, giving them an earful.
Rightfully so. Trippier. Ball in. A little bit too much sauce on that. I'll go for a Tranmere throw on the right.
That's all right. Lascelles being manhandled in the middle after scoring from one of the corners in the first half.
I think there must be something Tranmere Rovers as a club have against Lascelles because they seem to be getting personally. They bloodied him up already. They're grabbing him around. I mean, damn, bro.
I'll tell you what. I don't know who's been coaching our set pieces, but I think they've been watching a bit of NBA because we just ran a screen on Lascelles' defender there. First Longstaff and then Dummett. Both just standing there blocking it, and it was Elliot Anderson for the goal. I watched it at halftime, and I was going to bring it up anyway. But we see teams doing this more and more now, and it's technically not a foul, but just standing their ground and making sure the defender runs into them and blocking them, and making sure that the attacker gets a benefit. So Lascelles obviously benefited that in the first half, and Nelly benefited again there.
So ref wearing a rig. I don't know, man. I think he won a raffle to become a ref. I think that's the only thing I can say about him, to be honest. Steve, how'd you get Carl's top? Carl. I haven't bought one from Carl. I bought 2 shirts recently from Sam on the channel, but not from Carl. Maybe talking about this one. I don't know. Oh, you know what? Call Darlow. Darlow. Like I was just talking about. Kids.
I'm not gonna lie, I was confused there as well.
I was confused too. I'm like, how'd you get his? I don't know. I love orange though. I think our goalkeeper kit's class. It's super simple, bright color. I'm gonna be buying that soon. To be fair, I'm talking about Carl Darlow. Yeah, I just pieced that together. Don't know about a wig, but not wearing glasses. That's true. Trippier's about to take a corner.
Yeah,
in front of our
Murphy
fan.
won it, which is one of the only
Good
things.
morning, Trap! And Chris Wood redemption starts right now. That's 2-1, baby. That's 2-1.
He only needs one chance. One chance.
Ah!
What a header! What a ball in and what a header! Kieran Trippier is a fucking master.
Quality delivery. Absolutely quality delivery from Trips. Wow. Chris Wood. Chris Wood.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's what he does.
Free as a bird. Free as a bird, but you know what? They all count.
Well, it's a good run. He fakes to go to the back post, dummies in, and then comes to the front post.
Absolutely no chance for the keeper. Absolutely no chance. Good Wood, man. Yeah, that is. Christopher Woodsy. New Zealand's. He needs, I didn't want to spoil it for you lads.
Appreciate it, mate. Appreciate it.
That was nice.
Trippier has changed this game. What a signing he's been.
Now just survive the game for everyone. No more injuries. No more BS. But I am a bit nervous because the ref doesn't have any control of the game. So
I think another drink might settle those nerves, Steve.
Well, yeah, I need another drink. So Chris Wood scores.
Chris Wood out of the game completely in the first half, isolated, didn't lose hope, didn't get disheartened, still makes those same runs that he always makes and benefits from a corner. I mean, it's a brilliant delivery from Trippier, and it's a beautiful header from Chris Wood. That's what he does. It's his bread and butter.
Yeah.
Loose touch from Dummett there, and it's out for a throw into Tranmere in the attacking half.
All right, so people, again, is it going to be Malibu Black or another shot of Remy Martin? I don't care either one. But there you go, people. Go vote on that. And in the 60th minute, if I remember, I mean, I don't have to be right now or the 60th minute, but I've got a poll up. It should have gone up at least. Yeah, go and answer that poll, people. Go on. Jacob Murphy does his first productive thing of the day, trying to get the ball forward. And Elliot Anderson just absolutely dogged, wins a throw-in, and the Tranmere Rovers player is completely triggered by that.
I really like the way Anderson's playing.
Foul?
Really
No?
like.
Anderson now holding his legs.
He's taking a bit of a whack there.
I gotta change the score. You're right. You are correct. I gotta do that. Man.
My score prediction's 3-on. 3-on? Still on. I said 3-1.
It is. How are you guys not voting for Remy? LOL. I don't know. Maybe the people want to mix it up. Mix it up a bit. I don't know.
This ref is I've just watched.
He needs to go to Specsavers.
I've just watched the Anderson non-foul back, and how the hell the ref can't see that is beyond me. He's had an who is this ref? I'm gonna look it up.
He shall be named and shamed live on Newcastle Fans TV. Like the video and subscribe to the channel because we are going in on this ref, bro. This guy is crap. And Trippier, who is not crap, looking to make a run. Tripp gives it to Willock. Willock looking around. Back to Tripp. Tripp plays it quickly to Longstaff. Longstaff looking, scanning. Ball on his right. Plays it safe to Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis making that run. Quick 1-2 there with Wood. And again, trying to work around that left-hand side. Ball in. Looking for a through ball there for Richie. Blocked. And you know what? We do look so much better. We look a lot better.
Yeah.
We look dogged. We look committed. We look very, very, we're following the ball. We're following the ball. Wherever the ball goes, we're tracking the guy down. If there's a man on the ball, we're trying to get him. We're trying to get it off of him. If a ball goes into the box, someone's trying to chase it down. So the desire and the effort levels have they weren't really in question the first half, but it does look night and day, to be fair. And Lascelles again is bloodied up. Jesus.
I mean, this referee I've just looked at, it's called Anthony Backhouse.
Anthony Backhouse.
Referees in League One at the moment, and he's 3 games he's refereed, and he's dished out 12 yellow cards in 3 games. Averaging
and the ball hit Lascelles, so it wasn't actually the ball. Literally, it missed Lascelles' forehead and just went straight onto his nose. Lascelles can't catch a break today, man.
Yeah, he's in the world, isn't
he? My word, he's a tough cookie. He is a tough guy. Look, I'm not Lascelles' biggest fan, but I'm not not for 1 second do I not appreciate him and his service to the club and all that stuff. And he's a tough guy. I think, yes, he was caught out for that first goal. I was very critical of that. I deserve to be. But he's improved. And he's losing a lot of blood on his nose, man. Jeez. He just went Adam Bell saying Lascelles gone 10 rounds with Tyson. Looks like it. He's like Scott Parker for Glenn Roeder.
Yeah, some other scores in the EFL Cup this evening. Only a few games going on. Leeds United 3-1 up against Barnsley. Luis Sinisterra getting his first goal for the club. Matthias Klick with the other two.
That kid's good. I love me some Sinisterra.
Yeah, he's quality. Brighton beating Forest Green 2-0 as well. Dennis Undav with what I believe is his first goal for the club.
Yeah.
And then Alzate with the other one. And then the other game is Wickham versus Bristol City, which is 1-1 at the moment.
And for UCL scores, by that same logic also, or the same following, it's currently 2-0 Dinamo Zagreb over Bodo Glimt. And as of now, unless Bodo Glimt score, Dinamo Zagreb will be headed to the UEFA Champions League group stage. PSV and Rangers 0-0 at the moment, 2-2 on aggregate. So that's been a pretty competitive game. And Trabzonspor versus FC Kopenhagen is 0-0, but there is a VAR decision, it looks like, in that game. Got those three on. So Lascelles isn't getting better. He just knows he's like fourth choice center back. He's got no choice to pull his socks up. That's a fair point.
Yeah. I mean, he's been okay today. He's dominated for the most part, but for the goal, he was caught out and showed his lack of pace there. But, he's playing like Lascelles plays. He's doing well. He's obviously got the goal. That's a nice attempted pass in behind to Murphy, who's made a nice run. He's going to win a throw in as well.
Richie cross in. That looks like a good ball. Oh, that was a good ball. But I think it just. Oh, that was that. That was a good ball. Willick, what a touch! Oh! So
oh! I can't see the ball on my screen. I don't know what's happened there. Willick's flicked it over the head of the last defender, and it looked like he was clear for a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but he can't get the ball to drop quick enough, and it's cleared away eventually.
Willick! Oh, that's good last-ditch defending. Clean as a whistle, too, on Willick. Number 14, that is... Who did that? That was Jordan Turnbull, who used to play at Southampton and Salford.
Yeah. It's a nice first touch from Willick to get it over the head. I'm just watching the replay, and then what happens here? Oh, it just bounces off his chest, and the defender comes across.
This is a great joke, Aaron Taylor. Chugga would be less biased. So I'll tell you a little story about Chugga. He is our biggest fan of Newcastle Fans TV because he's commenting past two games. 9. He's always got this obsession with number 9. Willick.
Elliot Anderson has nearly scored an absolute thunderbolt into the top corner. The Trippier overhits a corner. I don't know if it's intentional. And Anderson, it's a bit wider than it first looked.
It was off target, but he took that pretty well.
That's great confidence from Anderson to hit that on the volley, though.
He's making a solid case for him to get some game time. I think he's going to be crucial to our season if he can make that step up and play like that against Premier League opposition.
There's just a quick one, Steve. I don't know if you're getting the same stats on your coverage, but there's 2 players have put 5 crosses into the box so far. The rest, the next highest is 2. They're both Newcastle players. Can you guess who they are? Yeah, he's one of them, and he's only been on for like 20 minutes.
Is it not Willick? Is it Richie?
It is Matt Ritchie.
Yeah.
But I think that's because he was on set pieces before Trippier came on, so that doesn't surprise me. I think that stats including
the last one was class, to be fair. That was an excellent cross from Ritchie about 5 minutes ago or something like that.
Yeah, it was unlucky not to find someone at the back post.
But
Come on,
yes,
lad, another one.
Chugga Conroy, even though he thinks we'll lose every game 9-0 and 9-2, he always thinks we'll lose. He would be less biased than the ref. So let's further expose this Chris Backhouse guy. Let's do a Google search on him. Where was he born? Where was he born? It shouldn't be.
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, but I mean, the fact that he's no disrespect to the guy, obviously he's a clear, like a professional referee, but the fact that he's refereeing League One games and not Championship or Premier League suggests
he's not very good
ability. Yeah.
Chugga Conroy, my comments in my last game bought you an undeserved 3-3 draw against City. Deserve respect. You know what? For the superstitious side of me, I'll take it, I'll take it, Chugga. Because right now we are unbeaten when you comment. So you know what? Props to you, man. And it gets and it helps out the channel regardless. So a comment's a comment. That helps the algorithm and everything. So Chugga, if you could like the video, you could do even your part even more. And all of you guys too, like the video, subscribe, and do all that good stuff, and check out the OneFootball app. So that's how I'm keeping up with the scores for the other games. Albeit I'm watching 3 of the Champions League ones. Trabzonspor Copenhagen's been a great game. It really has. Longstaff gets the throw in. Throws it out. Gets it back to Lascelles. Is Trippier. What a ball. Oh, my Lord. It was just a little short, but the thing with Trippier is that every single cross in, it looks great. And it's like, even if it isn't pinpoint precision, it's only a few millimeters off. So he is a high percentage crosser of the ball, and it's like quality ones. So there you go. Chugga Conroy, I will like, but I won't subscribe. Let's not push it. Hey, maybe a different day. You know what? I'll take what I can get for the channel. We can renegotiate later. Chugga. I think he's a Mackham. I don't know though. But you know what's funny? I said that last stream, and he's like, "What is a Mackham?" in all caps. So I don't know. Whatever. Regardless, Chugga Conroy, thank you. David Wadecki. Without Trippier, it looks like Bruce's first team.
Oh, what the hell is that?
Oh, that was
sorry. Just a wasted chance. We were just on the attack there, and I think it might have been. Was it Lewis? Tried to flash a ball across the box, but should have held it up. Really, looks like Miggy's getting ready to come on as well. Just to add. I
think Jamal Lewis was subbed on to add some more attacking impetus. Get some more ball. That was a good ball for him, to be fair. I think he's done well.
Kraft's reappeared as well. He's on crutches on the bench, so that's not looking good. I mean, it's good that he's not
2 months. 2 months out, probably bare minimum.
Thomas, is the third round draw tonight? Yeah, it's after the conclusion of all these games. So I think it's around 9:45 in half an hour ish. Well, I don't know about Steve if he's got a jet off, but I don't mind staying on.
No, I'll stay. I'll stay. Why not?
A lot of Premier League teams already in the draw in the hat.
Yeah, Chugga Conroy. I fully back this comment. I spit on Mackham. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. I can get behind. I don't know who you support, Chugga Conroy, but if you hate Mackham's, that's all I care about. So there you go.
Chris Wood's in. What's happened there? Did you record that? Yeah. I don't understand what's happened. There was a long ball over the top. Chris Wood gets on the wrong side, but the right side of his man, lets the ball bounce, goes for a shot.
And it's saved by
great save. He's off balance.
And you know what the beauty of that save too was that he gathered it and didn't offer any rebound at pace. So that was some quality goalkeeping. Not gonna lie, from Huelt, Mateusz Huelt, who is from Poland. So I don't mind seeing a fellow Pole make a good save as long as we win.
Yeah, it was a nice one run from Wood. It would have been better if he could have set himself rather than letting the ball bounce, but chose to go with that option and then ended up having to take the shot on off balance. So didn't end up being as controlled as he would have liked.
Now, to be fair, I think that is a bit harsh on Wood. Look, you can always do better when, if we're looking at it from afar, but nope. It was a good save, to be honest. I thought that was a pretty good save from Howe. So, not a Man U fan. Fuck's sake, give me some credit. Hey, so he hates Man United too. So I can get behind that. I'm gonna guess Middlesbrough, and I think Senshi Bat also guessed that Middlesbrough.
Are they a UK team, Chugger?
Is it a UK team? That's a good question. Maybe he's a Trabzonspor fan. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Maybe Newcastle Jets down under.
Yeah.
It's not a UK team, or is it no Middlesbrough?
Yeah. Is it a UK team? Yes or no? There we go. Accrington Stanley fan.
There's only about 3 of those. Chugger's not going to be one of them.
If that was me in Woodsy's boots, I'd have laid it off to Lewis, who had no one on him. Yeah, okay. I guess I'll take it. It's not a UK team.
Jamal Lascelles is coming off by the looks of it, and Joe Linton's coming on as well as somebody else. I'm not sure who yet, though. Lascelles has gone straight down the tunnel.
Okay.
Lascelles has gone straight down the tunnel, presumably to get
Botman on.
Ooh, yes, Botman. Okay.
Botman
I was expecting
on.
Fernandez, but Botman, I'll take Botman all day long.
You know what? To be honest, that says a lot about Federico Fernandez and his thing. Rangers goal. 1-0 over PSV.
Joe Willock's going to be the one coming off for Joe Linton as well. He looks dead disappointed, does Willock? He looks looking into the ground, shaking his head. So not the best performance from Willock today. Didn't really have a fantastic performance against City. Obviously, the team performed well against City, but wasn't his best game.
PSV fooling around at the back. And it's a tap in for Charlotte. Malik Tillman, the U.S. men's national team player. He should get a call up for the World Cup based off of form, mind you. Easy assist to Charlotte, 1-0 Rangers. Love it. Absolutely love it. Accrington Stanley, who are they? Yes, despite being an American. I know the advert. He's American.
Is it an MLS team then?
Yeah, it's an MLS team. Inter Milan, Barca, Real. Throw in for Tranmere. Try to get something there. Headed away brilliantly off some ping pong by Richie, who is hustling. He's hustling. Give him that.
Nice. I think Lewis has done all right since he's come on. He's not really had any weak moments on that left-hand side, so he's done okay.
I mean, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything poor. So, but that was a bit sketchy there from Trips.
Oh yeah, just didn't. His first touch let him down there, and then got himself in a bit of trouble. I love to see that. I mean, not the losing the ball, but as soon as Trippier lost the ball, there was 5 or 6 Newcastle players just bombed backwards. They'd got forwards to try and offer an option. They just immediately sprinted back into position.
Yeah. Breaking news: Trippier is human and he makes mistakes. Unlike his form at Newcastle. To be honest, how many games has Trippier played where he's actually been poor? Did he play in the Man City or Spurs game last year where we got annihilated? I think he did. I think he played one of them, and was at fault for maybe 1 or 2 of the goals. I'm trying to remember. It says a lot about a player and the signing of him when you have to actually think about games that he hasn't been like exceptional in.
Yeah,
so that's a good thing. He's made such a big difference today.
Anderson immediately offering an option to feet when Trippier gets on the ball is really good. Trippier communicating with Anderson as well, telling him where to go. That's a really nice play.
Yeah. Trippier did he play in the Cambridge game? I think he did. Tranmere possession 10%, 90% our possession. Was Wayne Rooney the boy in the Accrington Stanley advert? I don't know this advert that you guys speak of. I have not.
If you go on YouTube and search Accrington Stanley, who are they? It'll probably come up. Get yourself
nice. He did his debut.
Yeah, just checked it was.
Trippier did. Yeah, he played against Cambridge. So obviously that game he wasn't at his best. Other than that, though, Cambridge, I think Spurs and Man City, all the home games he's been pretty much fine aside from the Cambridge one. So he's been phenomenal for us. Absolutely phenomenal.
Interesting that we're going with 2 left-footed centre-backs. I mean, I don't know why it always gets made a big deal out of when...
I don't either. I personally don't either.
Like, you play with 2 right-footed centre-backs all the time, so what difference does it make if they're left-footed?
Yeah.
And that's a poor touch from Longstaff there, and Tranmere have the throw-in on the left-hand side, about halfway into our half.
Yeah. Ooh, free kick for PSV in a scary position here.
Ooh. Botman giving Darlow something to do there. Fired a back pass to him off the ground. Darlow had to volley it. I think he might have even gone out for a corner. It was the right idea to give it back to his goalkeeper there, but he played it off the ground.
That's the thing about that would be probably Botman's greatest weakness, because I've watched him for a while, and last year at Lille, a lot of those mistakes were happened when teams would press and force, force Lille's backline of, Zeki Celik, Botman, Jose Font. They force them into mistakes of playing back to either Ivo Girbic or whatever. So that is the one weakness to Botman's game. That can be improved upon, though.
Tranmere is screaming for a penalty here for handball. Refs not give it, and it won't be a penalty, but that's t-shirt line. That's the rule. Chris Wood, it has
t-shirt. Yeah, exactly.
He's used his arm to control it, but it's within the t-shirt line that's allowed now. So that wouldn't, even with VAR, that wouldn't be given as a handball. I
haven't had my shot yet in the 75. I remember at like 55 minutes, I was, oh my God. Okay. All right. So I have to do a shot of Malibu. You're right. I do. All right. Well, let me get that shit set up. Thank you, Vincent, for reminding me. Gotta stay consistent. What can I say, people?
Shaky moment from a long throw in there, but put us under pressure a bit, but it's fine. We survived. And we'll try and regain a bit of composure now. We had 90% possession in the last 10 minutes, but we've started to give a bit of it up to Tranmere as Joe Linton loses the ball. But Sean Longstaff comes in and immediately clears out the Tranmere player who wins it off Joe Linton.
Yeah. All right. So let's do this. Good. All righty.
Dangerous free kick for Tranmere then. A nice position to float it into the box. They'll get all their big men up from the back. This is the kind of opportunity they'll want.
Out. Richie again winning a header to slightly just keep the heat off. Good block there.
Yeah, Anderson. First one out.
Anderson. Good stuff.
Yeah, really nice play from Anderson.
Good stuff.
Oh, that's a nice ball. Oh, okay, good defense. Jamal Lewis actually really well defended there because both centre-backs had dived in and got caught short. That was really poor from Botman and then really poor from Dummett following it up, and it was nice from Jamal Lewis just shepherding the player out of play there.
Yeah. Oh, what a save, Walter Benitez. Oh, my God. Tillman. Shit. That was close. Yeah, looks like a corner for Tranmere.
It's a number 8 again. Who's been
Ooh, another corner for Tranmere.
Yeah,
good delivery there from good delivery there in there from Reese McClear.
Mm-hmm.
Very good delivery on that first one. He has done well for them. Another really good ball in the box, but it is claimed by Darlow. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
good claim that. Confident goalkeeping. Solid. He's just slowing it down now, calming things down, just taking the sting out of the game. 13 minutes left or so, plus added time, obviously.
Yeah. Nice, Steve. Cheers, buddy. Hey, cheers. Thank you for reminding me of my shot that I had to take, Vincent. Thank you. And this is cheat. This is called shithousery from Chugga Conroy. 8 goals coming up for Tranmere in 12 minutes.
Oh, Trippier's lost it here. Tranmere on the break.
Oh, Darlow, good cross. Good, claimed it there. That could have been.
That was a dangerous ball
my goodness. Oh,
good
boy.
Goalkeeping. But Trippier again getting caught with the ball. I think it's mainly the midfield's fault. He fed it into him with nowhere to go, no options.
Yeah. Tranmere they are starting to get some pressure on us. They really are. They're taking the game to us. So credit to them. We just gotta hang in there and not let this get to penalties, because when it comes to penalties, man, it's anyone's game. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah, going to be a nervy last 10 minutes. Tranmere growing into the final few moments, obviously being told by their coach to push up a bit more, take the game to us rather than just sit back.
And honestly, good second half. I was just thinking about this. If they do find an equalizer and it goes to penalties, I've always had this theory where I kind of favor a lower division team compared to a Premier League team, because I would think that if you're a non-league team, you don't have that technical skill. So you just walk up to penalties, and if you smash it, that's all you can do. Whereas if you're a gifted player, you might try to complicate things, being like, oh, I can do a chip, or I can do this, I can do that. Whereas they're just going to go up and smash it, you would think. Granted, I don't know anything about Tranmere, but I would be a bit nervous. I'd be a bit nervous when it's penalties.
One thing I will say is I'm absolutely amazed that Jacob Murphy has lasted 80 minutes on this pitch. I thought Eddie Howe would have hauled him off by now. Oh, Sven Botman, absolutely imperious defending there. Just shepherds the player out of the box. Player tries to cross it in, and he just stands there, knocks the player over, wins the ball.
I'm not. Look, Kizzo. I'm not trying to jinx us. I'm just saying. I speak my mind.
Botman covering for Trippier there, because Trippier again left it late, and now Trippier's down injured. Let Trippier caught on the ball, looked for a long ball over the top, left it, got challenged, late challenge. I mean, the player got the ball, but he caught Trippier as well, and Botman had to cover him and clear out. It looks like Trippier's ankle might be hurt.
God damn it!
And honestly, we've got substitutions left. I wouldn't risk Trippier. I'd take him off as a precaution, get Manquillo on the pitch. We've got the goals that we needed. Manquillo can do a job for 10 minutes. Don't risk Trippier. Especially if it's that same foot that he injured that kept him out for ages.
God damn, bro. This is sketchy. Ugh. Ball in. Plays it back. Gets the ball into the box. Tranmere dealt with. Very good. And it looks like it'll be a Tranmere throw-in.
I think that's fair play. Jacob Murphy winning that header.
Second thing he's done correctly all day. Game.
I'm not sure where the away end is, but it's clearly a section of supporters with wheelchairs are sat just behind where the Tranmere blokes taking the throw in, and there's two lads, Newcastle fans in wheelchairs, absolutely giving it large to the Tranmere player taking the throw in there. Absolutely love that.
I did too. That's good shit. I think they could have done a little. Looking at replay, that's a tough header to get any sort of power or direction on. But, Darlow did his job. We move on. We've got to get something going. And as soon as I say that, there's a nice ball from Anderson.
That was Botman and Chris Wood there. Fantastic.
Lewis, speed it up a little bit. Go on. Now we're just trying to play some possession stuff. But J7 on the ball. Gets it back to Botman. Botman to Joe Lington. Joe Lington, ball out to Lewis. Lewis just turns back.
Sorry, Steve. That ball that Botman played into Chris Wood's feet there. If Isak signs, that's the kind of ball that we expect to see those players link it. Bruno as well, flashed into Isak's feet. He can hold it up and feed it onto someone. It was Elliot Anderson this time, but Saint-Maximin or Willock or even Guimaraes himself or Joe Linton. Ooh.
Darlow caught running a little bit, but he claims it. And a Bodo Glimt goal. It's 2-2 for the Norwegian Minnows. Holy shit. Wow. And Matt, I don't know how much you followed last season of European football, but they remember when it was the Norwegian team that beat Roma 6-1?
Yeah.
So they just tied it up with Dinamo Zagreb. They could be playing Champions League football. It's crazy. Yeah. Impressive.
Again, were they Conference League last year?
Yeah, Conference League. Yeah. Made their European debut in the Conference League. So incredible stuff.
Oh, that's really nice play. Who's that? I can't see. Is that Joe Linton? Yeah, really nice play from Joe Linton to dance past his marker.
Trippier ball.
That's a great pass.
Shimmy. Move. Richie doesn't have the pace for it, and it's ushered out for Tranmere. Goal kick.
That's all right. That's all right. 5 minutes left.
I think Richie has the desire. I just think he is getting a little bit tired.
Yeah.
And Bruno Guimaraes comes on for us.
That's smart. I think he'll take the sting out of the game, get on the ball, calm it down. The only thing I don't want him to do is take too much on and get injured by a bad challenge, because Anderson coming off, massive round of applause for him, because he's man of the match for me today. Anderson, he's been absolutely outstanding.
Lad, Jesus Christ! I thought you were talking about our game, Steve. For fuck's sake, I shot myself. I said 2-2 on aggregate. Yeah, that might have the 2-2 could have. Sorry, Kizzo. Sorry. Oh well. Who thinks Stevie should take another shot for fun? Says Chugger Conroy. Hey, why not? Why not? Come on, man. Let's do this. Why not? You only got one life.
Doesn't even need a poll. He's just going to do it anyway.
You know what, Chugga? You liked the video. You've been commenting. That's nothing but good for the channel. So you know what? I will show my gratitude with your request, my friend. So there we go.
Yeah. Things just kind of going through the motions at the moment. They're obviously going to throw everything at it. It's a nothing game for Tranmere. They either get a goal back, send it to penalties, or they get knocked out. So they're just going to throw everything they've got at us now. They're going to crank it up a little bit. We've just got to hold the ball, take this thing out, make sure we survive this game. Trippier, nice ball into Wood. Heavy first touch, though. Oh, and the Tranmere player. The Tranmere player slide tackled Chris Wood, but he was facing his own goal, and he's wellied it over his own crossbar by accident. So it'll be a corner to Newcastle.
Yeah.
And out of pretty much nothing. I bet his heart was in his mouth after he made that challenge.
Senshi bat, mixing drink dangerous. See, I think that's an urban legend. Look, I'm drinking a beer here. I got a twisted tea, and I had a shot of Remy Martin and a shot of Malibu. I've done this before. I'm not an alcoholic, but I have done this before on stream. What a save! Oh, what a save! Oh my word!
Oh, what a save that is!
Holy shit!
That Botman as well. Oh, Botman denied his first goal. Oh, that is a brilliant save.
That's quality. That's just quality. Wow.
Oh, that's such good reactions. Fair play.
That's
another corner though. That's a third. It could have been 3-1. All from set pieces from Trippier.
Paul Scott.
Yes, Kizzo lad, we'll be staying online until
I'll
done afterwards.
Why
so
not?
we'll find out where we're going or who we're hosting if we get through. That's a nice ball.
Guimaraes, not Guimaraes.
The draw is supposed to start at 1:45, but it usually takes quite a while. So,
Bloody keeper made a hell of a save. I I honestly, I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he did it. That was quality though. That was quality. Elliot Anderson. Here we go.
Man of the match has got to be Anderson today, hasn't it? Or Trippier.
Could make a case for Tripp. I think Joe Willock overall has had a strong performance as well. Maybe not man of the match, but I would entertain an argument or a debate for him. Chris Wood took his goal well. And if we do win this game, he scored one of our goals, so he has a case to be made possibly. I'm gonna go. Jesus, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We still got a little bit of football left.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, let's not dish out man of the match awards until we're home and hosed. I thought Botman's been great since he's come on. Obviously, he had that bit of a shaky moment when he passed it back to Darlow, but apart from that, he's been brilliant.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, rip out your intestines. I'm back. I had something to do. Yeah, I was wondering where you were. You usually a regular, but fair enough. Fair enough.
Ooh,
let's win this cup.
Sorry.
That's all right. You're good. Been a bit quiet. Lads can only hear the mighty fuck magpies. That's what's up. Chugga Conroy, Stevie with his slurred speech. Take one shot if Botman scores. I would have if he scored, but who else had other plans for me? A Pole felt looking out for a fellow Pole, you know.
Ooh, ball in, headed away. Oh, someone's cramped up. Is that Dummett? Dummett's got cramp or an injury or something.
Oh, right.
I think it was cramp. It was the way because he jumped up for a header, and then it was before he'd even landed that he'd pulled up. So I think it's probably just cramp. Obviously, lack of game time for Paul Dummett, but that's not good. If they're just going to launch at us, they're not stopping the game. Obviously. Puts in another good challenge there. Even if he is struggling with cramp, he's not showing it. He's just dominated there. Great challenge for him.
Is Steve already drunk? I've had 3 shots and I would say so. I'm on the verge of being drunk. I'm buzzed. Definitely say that. Steve, make a bet. If we get to the final of this competition, you get a plane to London. GoFundMe, get me $1,000 and I'll do it. Hell yeah. I'm sure I could find a ticket or something.
Dummett's playing through his pain at the moment. 6 minutes of added time. I don't know where they've come from.
I don't either. Oh my God. What a save, Matt Ryan. Oh my Lord. Oh my God. Matt Ryan, former Brighton keeper for Copenhagen, just made an absolutely quality. It was a deflection. Off a corner, and it. Oh my God! How did he make that save? Holy shit! Wow.
Yeah. Dummett's down.
I'm getting off track. I know it's Newcastle.
That's all right. That's all right. 6 minutes of added time. 1 minute's been played. Dummett's down with cramp. Longstaff went down as well. I think his was also with cramp or just a bit of time wasting. He's up now. Both of them are up now. Dummett's had one of those energy sachets. Carl Darlow's down as well, and he's getting
some work from the physio. His looks like his left foot. Trabzon Sport in here.
Yeah, we'll see how those guys get on. Just about 2 minutes of added time played then. We'll see how much the referee actually...
Chugga Conroy, this is just obvious. If Botman scores, I take another shot. That is how it goes. And you know what, Vincent N? You know what's crazy about that comment? This guy over here, this hot shot, he's on radio. So you're not the only one that thinks he's brilliant on the mic. Bro, Matt, your voice... You're inside
radio as well.
You got the radio face. You got bro. You got it all. So he is a good commentator, and he's so damn good. He's on the radio. What do you work for BBC Leeds or something?
Yeah. Not quite a commentator yet, but we'll get there.
You will get there, son, because your fucking voice is just so smooth and so. I don't know. I agree with. Oh, God. God damn it. Vincent, you're speaking facts. I'm going to summarize it as that. Still up 9-2. Still up for a 9-2 chugga.
He's gone a bit quiet now.
Yes. How's Murphy played? Like shit. Honestly, he's done two good things today. I genuinely cringe every time he's on the field. But Tranmere corner. Ooh, that was a little bit sketchy.
Ooh. Yeah, Darlow didn't come for it. Flashed all the way across there.
He's fucking brilliant. It's Matt from NFTV, bro. Yeah, exactly. Having another shot for Wood being man of the match. 4 shots. You're living on the edge, Steve. No, I've had 3. I had a commentator suggestion request, and I fulfilled that. And we have 2 goals, so that's 3. And I've been drinking this beer since I don't know when, but yeah, no, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Good afternoon. I love watching Newcastle in the Champions League and being on here with you guys. I love it. This is good shit, man. The camera shows the Tranmere fans, every single one of them haven't had a trim in 7 years, it looks like. I can't talk when it comes to this because I need a little shave and a haircut, so I can't talk much. But yeah, you are right. To be fair. Boilermaker would take a beer, drop a shot glass. Yeah. I swear, everyone's voice is smooth, yet I'm out here getting compared to a YouTuber because I have messed up vocal cords. Hey, fuck the haters, bro. That's all I'm going to say. Neil Harrison, can you sit still, Steve? I'm struggling to watch the match through the reflection from your glasses. I'm going to try. Overthinking things when you're drunk is very hard to do. Very, very hard to do. Nah, Steve, you look like a ravishing gentleman. Every Newcastle fan is one. To a T, Kizzo. It's been a game of ping pong with your head for the past few minutes. Or a ravishing woman. No, I'm a guy. You're right. You're a guy. Let's see. Just kill it off. We got 30 seconds to go. We're at 53 or 5 minutes 40 out of 6. So let's just kill the game off. Nice ball trip. Trip to Bruno. Go score a banger. Oh, through ball was just a little bit.
Nice idea.
Yeah.
I would like to see Bruno take that shot on. He's been a bit unselfish there. Nice play from.
You're right. I agree with that, to be fair, but you know what? That just speaks to how good of a team player Bruno Guimaraes is. Like, he is very, very selfless. But what I love about him is that he's shown up for us in moments. He scored what? He scored the winner at Leicester, or not at Leicester, but at home to Leicester, I believe. And he scored against. Who else did he score against last year? He scored against Southampton, the back heel in this shirt, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And here's Joe Linton. Joe.
What? Oh, just take the shot on, man. Oh, Bruno's got it now. Surely he's just going to take it to the corner.
Trippier looking for Bruno. Bruno, make some magic happen. Come on. Oh!
We're over.
2-1. That's what's up, baby. Steve Mahala, pure Chad. I wish. This is the Chad. If you want to know. This is the Chad.
I'll take it.
Matt is the Chad. Guys, are we getting Paqueta? Look, it looks like I think West Ham bidded for him earlier, but Lyon rejected it. I'm going to say Lyon hold on to him. But with our money and our ambition, anything's possible. Haven't been watching it. What do you guys think of Isak? Look, there's a lot I have to say about Alexander Isak. Give me a moment to think about it. But overall, quality signing, quality player. It's a high price, but you know what? That happens. That happens when you're a high quality player with a lot of upside. The Lesinator. The Lesinator. Good game, good win, but harder than it should have been. It has. It was a bit harder than it should have been. Newcastle Chad's TV, LOL. Chugga Conroy, am I still here? You are still here. And we didn't ship 9 goals. So there you go, man. Isak will be the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Well, Isak's game is very, very different from Zlatan. As Eddie Howe and Joe Linton, his fucking shirt off, looks like $1 billion, man. Jesus. That is a Chad. That is a Chad right there, Joe Linton, and our fans. Oh, God. Class. All right, Pete Wilson, Isak, Joao Pedro. Now, Wilson will play a crucial part in our season. Any reaction show? No, but Andy, since I love you so much, you're my guy. I'll let you join in on the chat, my friend. I'll let you join in on the chat. Or if anyone. So let's, whatever. Because we're gonna stick around for the since we advanced. We've got to look forward to the draw.
Should we score some players while we wait for the draw to take place?
Yeah, why not?
We're going to be waiting.
Why not? Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me find Darlow here. All right. I'll get this party started. I'm going to give Darlow an 8 out of 10. If I'm honest. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Look, there were crucial moments in the last 15 to 20 minutes of this game where he really earned his paycheck. Claim crosses when he needed to. There's some tricky balls into the box from Tranmere. And I thought overall during the game, he did very well. He did very, very well. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. He conceded a goal, so I can't give him a 10 out of 10 necessarily. Even though the goal wasn't really at fault, but I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. That's just me, though.
That's fair. I think, obviously, like you say, he couldn't have done much about the goal that we did concede. He made himself big, but couldn't really stop it. And then, like you say, he was a presence in the final few minutes, and he obviously carrying a bit of an injury after he got clattered in the first half.
Yeah.
So, good performance from him, to be fair. Obviously, get involved in the comments down below if you disagree with us, if you agree with us. Drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Helps us out a lot. It goes far. And subscribe to the channel. We'll be obviously reacting to whoever we draw in the next round of the Cup. There's plenty of Premier League teams in there as well. Yeah. Scores on the doors from the other teams just quickly before we move on to the next player. Leeds game finished 3-1. Obviously, we won 2-1. Brighton beat Forest Green 3-0. So Forest Green are out. And Bristol City ended up winning 3-1 after being 1-1 at halftime against Wycombe. So, who are we going to get in the next round? Find out very shortly here on Newcastle Fans TV.
Yes.
We'll be discussing that, but we're just quickly scoring the players while we're waiting for that draw to take place. We've had Carl Darlow in goal. Steve, giving him an 8 out of 10. Let us know in the comments down below if you think that's fair.
We'll move on to right back, and that was Emil Kraft for our starter. And I'll give you him. Go for it.
I'm going to give the lad a 5, but only because he didn't really do anything for me while he was on the pitch, and then his game was a bit short-lived because of the injuries. It's not a bad performance. 5 out of 10 is just average. He was one of the only players actually back defending when we conceded that goal. He just didn't get close enough. So, he had an okay game. Hasn't had a really, really solid performance. Hadn't had the chance to put in a brilliant performance after his upticking form towards the end of last season when he stepped in for Trippier. But he's a real shame for him to be injured as well. He'll probably have at least a month on the sideline. It looked like he was on on crutches at the end there. So obviously he'll be out for a while. He'll have a scan either tonight or tomorrow. And hopefully we'll find out before the Wolves game what the deal is with that injury. Because, we've not got a whole lot of cover at right back. Manquillo's sticking around for now. So I'll be surprised if Manquillo does leave in this window, which I was maybe expecting him to before tonight, but we'll see. 5 out of 10, I think, for Kraft. I'm not sure. I can give him much more than that. But it's through no fault of his own. His time was short-lived on the pitch.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Number one, because I'm drunk and I can remember some stuff about. I can't remember where Emil Kraft was particularly a force to be reckoned with, per se. But he didn't do a bad job either. So I'm gonna go 5 out of 10. As we add Andy, our member, to the chat, I'm the only one not wearing the white and green. Fucking hell.
Not get the memo.
But anyways, what's going on, Andy? How you doing, man? How you doing? Goddamn internet. Hold on. I'll remove him for a second. Get that sorted. But yeah, no, it is a real bummer. It is a real bummer to not have him, to have Emil Kraft injured. I'm gutted for him, honestly. I really am gutted because I think he would have played a crucial part in us winning either the FA Cup or Carabao Cup to give Trippier that rest. But we'll talk more about Trippier later, obviously. But there's Andy. There we go.
Sorry about that. It says a lot when your mobile data is more reliable than your Wi-Fi. That's all I'm saying.
More reliable
Honestly.
than Jacob Murphy and the ref, too. Much more reliable. But yeah, no, Andy, so the thing about the tackle was, Andy, you actually made the brilliant point that you thought it was a bit dirty. Now, elaborate that a little more.
I just think that the player knows that he's late into the challenge and he just wants to lean his weight on Kraft. He knew his leg was planted.
Yeah,
we've all seen it on a football. Matt's played, I'm sure, more football than I have, but I was that bad at football that I was that late quite often. So I know exactly what he's doing there.
Fair enough. Yeah. I can't disagree with you there. And look, they played like thugs essentially. But that's what you get with a League Two side. There is a talent gap, so you got to match it up from somewhere else. So you got to make.
You don't mind them playing to their strengths. They would
exactly.
The scene that we didn't have any enforcers really in that team at the start other than Lascelles, and he showed it tonight. As much as for me, I still question him on the ball. You cannot ask any more for a player. He's probably got a broken nose there. He's come back on. He's getting another whack to the face.
Yeah,
and he clearly still doesn't want to go off. That's a good guy to have in the dressing room.
So what would you give? What would you give Lascelles out of 10? I personally, if I had I'm gonna go 7. I'm gonna go 7.
I'd agree. I don't think he was terrible. I don't think he really. His goal to back him up. The amount
he scored. That's right. He scored a goal, so I can't give him just a 7. I'd go 8.
I was going to
say
say
I would go 8.
I'd give him a 7, no problem. An 8, yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with either.
I think he is part of the he is 50% of the reason on the scoreboard why we advanced. You know, so I'm gonna give him.
What I was going to say, Steve, was the amount of grief he was getting held in the penalty area for him to get away from the defenders. The amount of times that we've seen him getting manhandled, the fact he's getting to the back post and getting 2 opportunities. But it also, can we just say, the quality of the ball delivery once Trippier came on the pitch changed. And that was the difference for me.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Yeah, and Jamal Lascelles, I think, did himself a lot of favours tonight. You know, obviously he's in a lot of fans. You know, saying we saw a couple of comments as well. You know, he's accepted his fate as a 4th choice centre back. We've got big name centre backs coming in and replacing him. But Lascelles tonight, you know, he came in against low league opposition, didn't let himself be bullied. Yes, he maybe could have done better for the goal. You know, he was the wrong side of his man, didn't have the legs to catch up. But apart from that, didn't put a foot wrong. Even his passing today was really positive. He always had his head up looking forwards. He was a really positive player today. And like you mentioned, Andy, the battling to come back on with practically a broken nose. And I think he was forced off at the end of that nose because we saw him get subbed, didn't we? But brilliant, and he's done himself a lot of favours, and the manager will appreciate what he did tonight because it wasn't just the goal; it was dragging everyone else up by the scruff of their neck as well. He was a real leader out there on the pitch, and I think that showed today. It was a real good performance from Lascelles. He can hold his head high, along with his broken nose. But the game really changed, like you mentioned, Andy, when Trippier came on, and Lascelles was one of the people to benefit from that.
Yeah. You definitely have him outside of a bar when the shit hits a fan, wouldn't you?
I would.
He's that type of player that in a team you need people like that.
Enforcers like Joe Linton, like you said in the comments. One of the only things I can remember, to be fair. So we'll move on from Lascelles, 8 out of 10. That's a deserved grade. And Dummett is up next. Matt, what are you giving Paul Dummett, the Welshman?
I'm going to give him. I'll give him a 6 because for me, if I had to point a finger at one person to blame for the goal, it would be Paul Dummett. He got sucked in by the striker and the ball gets played over his head. He was literally on the halfway line when the striker's getting played in behind. So obviously he's lacking match fitness. You've got to take it with a pinch of salt. And we saw that with his pulling up a cramp at the end. But he was relatively solid. I think he looked better alongside Botman than he did alongside Lascelles, but I think the whole team generally in the second half played a bit better. He didn't really add much to the team, and he's one of those players that come this time next year, you can almost guarantee he's not going to make that 25 if he's still at the club.
Yes.
He's good to have there because, he's an okay average player, and I think tonight showed that. But if we're going to move onwards and upwards, he's not the kind of player to do that for us. He was okay, but for the goal, I really cannot look past it. I don't want to be too harsh on the lad because, we didn't really give them any other chances apart from that.
Harsh, like Dom Milburn is being 6. Was I watching the same game? 2 for Dummett. We need an enforcer.
Right. I think that's right.
We have 4 of the hardest.
Both Target and Dummett get pulled up for that first goal.
Yeah.
I think he's bang on.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, to be honest. I mean, I would probably give Dummett probably a 4 or a 5. He got caught out for that first goal, but I thought he had a little bounce back. But you guys are right in your assessment. He's a good guy to have a lot around the locker room, and we barely got away with it today, having him in our starting 11. But, next year I don't see how he plays anytime if we keep upgrading our squad in general. So I go 6 out of 10. Moving on to left back Mac Target. Andy, what are you giving for him?
See, he's hard to give a score because, like Matt just said there, the thing that he said about Dummett, Target did more or less exactly the same. He got sucked into the game, came high, didn't track his man, and that's what give the player a run on, really, Lascelles, in a sense, because I think Lascelles would have held his line if Target had dropped back. So the player probably wouldn't, because he was offside. The player that actually scores the goal in the old rules is offside. So in my eyes, if the left back comes back, Lascelles steps up and he's not caught offside. But other than that, I mean, you couldn't say he had a great game. You couldn't say he had a terrible game defensively, other than that one mistake. So I'd give him a 6.5.
6.5 for Matt Target. Yeah, I would agree about that. I was a little bit. I think me and you both, Matt, were, and maybe you too, Andy. We were a bit surprised to see Target come off. I think it was at halftime. I was a bit surprised because that first goal he got caught out, but it is Matt Target. I think why he got subbed off was probably more of a fitness and injury concern sort of thing, but which is overall that is a good decision from Eddie Howe.
Just looking after he's looking after the team for Wolves. That's all he's doing.
Exactly. So I would go about a 6.5. Because I think he did have a little scare where I forget which leg he was holding up. I think it was towards the end of the first half, if I'm not mistaken. So that's good. He did his job for the first half. So 6.5 out of 10. Crawley at home, it looks like that will. Yeah, maybe.
It's a good draw.
Keep an eye out in the chat. Yeah,
it's not quite started yet. I mean, there's 32 clubs.
Is it on Twitter or something, or where is it, Matt? Do you know where the draw is?
I don't know if it'll be available for you in America, Steve, but Sky Sports Football is streaming it on their YouTube channel, I believe. So
Maybe I just got to throw on a VPN or something. We'll see about that.
Yeah,
fair enough.
There's 4 League Two teams left, 6 League One teams, 3 Championship teams, and then 19 of the 20 Premier League teams.
Yeah,
Fulham the only Prem team to not be in the hat for the next round. So Crawley, Gillingham, Newport, Stevenage are the League Two teams, and then Charlton, Derby, Lincoln, MK Dons, Morecambe, and Sheff Wed are the 6 League One teams. Blackburn, Bristol, and Burnley, the 3 Bs in the Championship, are in the hat.
Okay.
And then obviously all the Prem teams, which I don't need to list.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get back with that. We'll be starting to keep an eye out for that, and we'll update you on all the fixtures there and obviously who Newcastle get. But we will continue scoring the players in the meantime.
Yeah. And I'll give you Joe Willock. What are you giving him out of 10? I personally would go for he had that nice flick up. He looked pretty lively in the midfield. I'm not sure if he put any. I don't think he assisted either of our goals, but I would personally give him probably about a 7, a strong 7 for me personally. I don't know. What do you think about that, Matt and Andy? Start with you, Matt.
Yeah, I agree with that because I mean he's definitely better than Dummett that played today, that's for sure. And if we're giving Dummett a 6, then but I don't think he was as good as Lascelles today. He didn't impact the game much. He had a couple of nice touches, a couple of chances, but he didn't really create too much. He had some nice link-up play with Anderson, which is positive. But it's the second game in a row where I've looked at Joe Willock and gone, he's done all right, but what's he added to this team that someone else couldn't come in and do a better job at?
He's all right, but at Newcastle with our new owners, we want to be top class. Yeah. Like one of the best in the world. That speaks to that. Yeah.
That's why I'm happy with a 7 for me. I don't think there's anything on my part more to say about it. I don't think he wasted anything. I don't think he lost the ball a lot particularly. So just a decent performance from the lad, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was interesting to see he dropped into the holding position as well. That when Lascelles went off, I thought he had a good period in the game at that point.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see him come deep. It's not something I would normally associate with him. He did well.
Yeah, I know. I thought Willock did well. I feel like he got a lot of the ball because it felt like that when we were starting to counterattack, if there was any Tranmere pressure, I felt like he was one of the first guys to get on the ball and make something happen. I think second half he definitely improved, but probably about a 7 for me. Yeah. He was all right. Yeah. Next up is Sean Longstaff. Andy, what do you got for him?
It's hard to judge because at certain points he was one of our midfielders that was getting stuck in when they started getting a bit rough.
Yeah.
But again, how many times have we seen it when Sean Longstaff's got the ball and he's getting closed down? I'm going, release it. And sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he does it at the last minute and it's greatly timed. But if I was to class him against Elliot Anderson, I thought Elliot Anderson's first touch outshone Longstaff's. Personally, Anderson's passes are a little bit more higher risk, so he's not going to get the success rate Longstaff is. Longstaff spit some bloody good balls out there in the first half, but I want to see more from him at that level at Tranmere. That's a type of game that if you want to progress in your career, you've got to stand out. I think, and I think a 6.5. He wasn't bad, don't get us wrong. I'm just a little bit disappointed because I expected more.
So an underwhelming 6.5.
Yeah.
An underwhelming 6.5 when you thought this is a game where he could get 8 or 9 and show that he's taken his opportunity to play to start in midfield very seriously.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at with the Longstaffs, bro. Like I don't get it. Like I think they're just average, to be honest. And I thought Sean was average today. He didn't hurt the cause. He
played some good balls, mate. I mean, he's got passing ability. He clearly gets about. I just thought indecisive times when there was passes to be made, he shied away from it.
Yeah. And if we move on to the third midfielder out of that, Elliot Anderson, someone who didn't shy away from nothing in any aspect of the game that you watch this. In no aspect of the game was he, what's the word? reserved. He wasn't reserved or, taking it lightly. Elliot Anderson took the game very seriously and had a seriously good performance. Matt, what would you rate him? I'm going probably, considering it's the opposition as well, I'm gonna go 9. If he could perform like that against a Premier League team, we got a player on our hands and someone that's gonna make an impact. But I'm gonna go 9 out of 10. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, the only reason I'd maybe give him anything less is because of what we're going to give Trippier. But, I was happy giving him a 9. I was maybe going to lower it to an 8.5, but I thought he didn't put a foot wrong. He was absolutely incredible. Whether that was the physical side of his game, he was constantly pressuring Tranmere on the ball, winning the ball back high up the pitch. His feet were incredible. He was always had his head up looking for a pass. He linked up really well a couple of times in the first half with Willock, which I was quite impressed by. And he also actually linked up well with Trippier and Wood in the second half, which, obviously he didn't get the full 90, but I appreciate Eddie Howe's bringing him off to get the support of the fans. Obviously, we'd like to see him applauded off. Yeah. If Trippier hadn't put in such a blinder from the bench in a limited time, he'd be getting my man of the match award today. I think I said that in the live stream. He was absolutely incredible. He didn't show a hint of inexperience. And I know he was playing at a level that he was loaned out to last season, so he's kind of used to that game already, and he's probably played Tranmere last season and knows what the
pressure of playing for Newcastle United is different than Bristol Rovers.
Yeah.
So that you can at least differentiate between the two.
Yeah.
And he took it seriously.
It's his ability to keep the ball in tight areas and have his head up at the same time. His first touches, I thought it's a few balls fired into him from target, and you think, you could miscontrol this. And he turned the players that were not just pressing him, but charging towards him. And he turned them and made them look silly at times. So there's clearly talent there. Like.
Yeah. No, I think I'm excited to see if he can kick on and, in this competition or in the FA Cup, or do some bits in the Premier League as well. Look, I think this is based off of this performance today. I think he can go and kick on and be a real force to be reckoned with in this Newcastle squad. I just love his attitude about him. There's some quality, some real good quality sprinkled in there as well. The ambition, the endeavor. He wants to be here, and he wants to. He wants to play more regularly, and he's given Eddie Howe something to think about. And honestly, when you're given these kind of games, as Elliot Anderson is one of the youngsters, where that's what you want to do at the end of the game. Do you give the manager something to think about?
Yeah. So you'd like to think the next two Premier League games against Wolves and Palace, if the games are going a certain way and we can allow it, to give him 20 minutes wouldn't be that much of a risk when you consider Murphy looked out of place compared to him, can play in the same position, more comfortable on the ball, tracks back just as well.
Yeah,
I don't see why it'd be. Feel as if you've got a gun against you, and as if I make a mistake and it costs us a point, I think throwing Murphy on's a bigger risk.
Yeah. It is. It definitely is. And you know what? I'm past the point I'm past the point with Anderson where I want to see him as a super sub. What is the genuine downside of starting him in midfield against Wolves over Willock in that midfield three of Bruno Guimaraes and Joel Linton? I would personally start him. Maybe Eddie won't, or maybe he will. I think he's made a very strong case, and I think it would be a great move for all sides, for club and for the manager and for the player, because you're awarding a good performance. You're showing the youth that if you play well, you're gonna keep getting picked. I didn't think Willock was bad today. I didn't think Longstaff were bad today. They weren't anything special though, but I think Anderson was. And if we want to have a really, really good season, players are gonna have to be special. That's my argument for him starting. I don't see the risk, honestly.
I don't think he'll be thrown in at the deep end just yet, but I think we'll see a lot more of him this season. Eddie Howe is a great coach, and he won't rush anything. There is a big step up in terms of quality and physicality.
No doubt.
We'll doubt about it. Just as a heads up, the draw is starting now. We'll keep scoring the players, and I'll read out any exciting.
Are the Scum still in the cup?
No, God, no. Neither Sunderland nor Middlesbrough are in the cup, so there's no local ties there.
Okay, so here's a question: is Leeds considered local?
No, that's Yorkshire.
It is to me, but
it's about, to be fair, it's probably the closest. Well, it is the closest Premier League club, isn't it?
I see it is to me. I live past Blythe, so I mean, it's not. I just find it's a shorter way there, isn't it?
Yeah.
How far is a drive from Newcastle to Leeds? What, an hour?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Okay, that's local. That's like from me to Boston. So that's and New England Revs, my local club, are about an hour and a half drive from here, from Exeter to Foxborough. So that's relatively local. Yeah.
You lads keep going on with scoring the players. I'll be here to bring you updates if we get pulled out.
So Leicester, it looks round 3 draw. Leicester versus
Newport. Big game for Newport going to the King Power.
Not with the way they're playing, though.
Yeah.
Not the way Leicester
they're losing players.
West Ham are going to be at home in the next round. Let's see who they get drawn against. It looks like it's John Barnes doing the draw today.
Who's next on the players then, Steve?
Who is next on the players? We got Matt Ritchie. I'll give you him since I'm impaired. But if I were to give him out of 10, Ritchie did his job today. 7 out of 10 for me. I don't know. What do you think, Andy?
Yeah, 7.5. Yeah, I'd agree with that. The only thing that disappointed me with him was a couple of times his corners were poor for his standard.
Right.
And a couple of mistake passes, but he's not been playing much football, so you can't expect him to be on point. So yeah, and I'm sure that he was probably one of the players in the first half when they were trying to rough up, that was trying to get every player knowing what they were trying to do, because he's been there, done that, wore the t-shirt and knows the game.
Fair. Yeah, I go 7.5. Look, I thought he improved as the game went on till about 80 minutes, and then I realized he was a bit tired, but I thought he did his job. Some of the service wasn't great, but the endeavor of him, the work rate, I thought he did his job today off the right, to be fair. So, yeah, about a 7.5 out of 10. I fully agree with that, to be honest. So that's a good score. Good score. Chris Wood. Matt, what do you got? What do you got for Chris Wood?
Excellent player, man of the match. No, I think he was very isolated in the first half, and I think that was not his fault. I think the players around him really didn't help him out a lot, and we saw him create one chance that was given offside that shouldn't have been given offside. Elliot Anderson getting up support, and I think that showed what he can do in open play, and we just didn't do enough of that. Second off, the goal is superbly taken. Brilliant ball in from Trippier. That's Chris Wood's bread and butter. He'll eat that up all day long. I'm going to give him a 6 because he didn't really add much to the game.
6. He got a goal. He got a goal. He took
a winner, technically. Yeah.
I'm going to say a 5, but I see why you're giving him that spot. I just think the cross is that good. All you've got to do is stand in front of it.
I'm gonna go. You know,
I think it's that good. You could even throw your chest at it, or the pace on the cross is perfect. Yeah. You just need to glance it, hit it firm, let it hit your knee, hit anything. It's going in.
Yeah,
but I
would go 7 because he scored his goal. He did his job. Finally, I would go 7. Andy, you're saying 5, even though he scored a goal. And Matt's going 6. We'll go in the middle, 6.
That's not a takeaway from what Matt said, though. He did come deep at times, and he did. But I think it just shows you why we have went into the market.
Man City versus Chelsea, round 3.
Yeah, I was just about to say
goals tonight from set pieces.
Yeah.
Well, right. There's not a lot of balls left in the pot, and we are still one of them. So
please, Stevenage.
Not again, not Stevenage. You can't remember the thing I had with Stevenage in 95, 96. I can't remember. It's 97, 98. Took it to a replay. It's horrible.
All right.
Look at some comments.
This is Morecambe. It looks like there's only 4 balls left in my eyes. Don't deceive me. So that's 2 games. It might be a few more than that,
Morecambe.
Oh, we're at home. It's a home tie.
Get in.
Right,
is it Man United?
It is at home versus
it's Man United.
Crystal Palace. Oh, Premier League opposition.
Oh, what a good game that's going to be. What a good game that's going to be. Oh, my Lord.
Home advantage in the next round against Crystal Palace. Let us know in the comments what you make of that then. Are you excited? Are you glad we're at home for this one? How do you feel about getting Premier League opposition in the next round? It'll be a tough game. Palace in good form in the air at the moment. Be a great game, that. Some tasty ties in there as well. Obviously, Man City hosting Chelsea is probably going to be the standout. But I think Notts Forest drew Man United, if I'm remembering that correctly.
I got to go to the bathroom very quick. Keep talking about Carabao Cup. Whatever.
Yes, but we'll get back to shots, I think. We'll get back to scoring the players now. But yeah, so we're playing Crystal Palace in the next round, everyone. Let us know what your thoughts on that in the comments are down below. We've done Chris Wood, haven't we? So
is that an advantage, Matt, the way they play?
What, home
playing advantage? On the break, playing them away from home, because it suits their game a little bit, doesn't it? And I'm just thinking out loud, you know what I mean?
No, I mean, you're absolutely right. It's a fair point, and you're absolutely right to bring it up, but I'm just delighted to know that Kieran Trippier is going to kick 7 shades of rubbish out of Zaha's legs, and he's going to whinge about it. I really cannot stand Zaha, so it's going to be an interesting game. They've got some quality of Palace though. You are right there. It'll be a risky game because if we're dominating possession and trying to play possession football, they have got that ability to hit us on the counter and make you pay for it. So it'll be an interesting.
It's been brilliant for them.
Some players, I say, and obviously they've got such depth in that position. Obviously, Michael Olise, or Olise, I'm not sure how you say his name.
He's got. That's a good point, mate. Very good point. He's probably their best attacking player other than Zaha when he's fully fit, I think.
Yeah, and it's nice for Zaha not to have that responsibility of being the only one that can score or make anything out of it. It's nice for him to do that. Should we? Right, let's move on from.
At least it's at home. That's a good thing.
At least it's at home. Exactly. Well, I'll give you the honour then, Andy, of marking. Have we done Jacob Murphy yet? We haven't done Jacob Murphy, have we? I think he's the only one of the 11 we've not got through. I'll give you the honour of giving
giving us the honour. You see, you let me take the flak in the comments. Thanks, mate.
Oh, I'll jump on. I will.
God almighty. He's playing League 2 side, Tranmere, aren't they? Yeah. League 1?
Yeah. 2.
I think he looked the league below. Some of them, ability-wise, on the ball, he shows moments where he can turn a player and pace. But understanding of where he should be and decisions, that is the biggest thing for him, for me. Decision-making. We had a chance where he took a shot from in the first half. Target's made an overlap run. Ball's got to go to target. And I guarantee that's one of the things that Eddie Howe, if he is going to have a chat with him, that'll be the thing and say, look, it's not your physical abilities. It's not this. It's all in here. You're not playing the right passes at the right time, and unfortunately, you're costing them because we need to take advantage of these moments. So, the short answer is it's 3.
3. That's fair. I'd have gone even lower. You're being generous, in my opinion. I thought he was.
We're talking Jacob Murphy. Oh yeah,
he ran. I will give him. He ran and he chased balls. He's probably getting 2 marks for the running.
Yeah. He did. He's just. It's hopeless sometimes, man. I really, really want him to do well. Is the problem? I really root for the lad, and it's just so frustrating because we've seen flashes of quality in the past. We know what he can do and what he's capable of. It's a bit like Miggy. It's just like we know you can do that. So why can't you do it against a League 2 team? It's frustrating. Like he's we said before the game, we pointed out a couple of players that needed to step up today because they're on the borderline being on the chop block for when we name that 25-man squad. And you've got to say Murphy's one of them, and he's not helped himself today. Whereas Lascelles has probably bumped his name maybe a place up the pecking order after that. Jacob Murphy's maybe gone the other way. So yeah, I mean, let us know.
Look,
do you think that's harsh or
The
not?
problem that you've got is the investment we made in him, 12 million. How much of that are you going to? I'd say you probably get 4 back, 5 maybe if you.
Yeah, it's that.
If you're lucky, because unfortunately he comes into a team, he may have a good performance, and then next time he's trusted to start a game, he doesn't deliver.
Yeah, it's a problem. It's like, who can you start? And unless we sign someone to start on that wing, besides Miggy and Maxi, who else do you trust to come in? You're playing a Matt Ritchie who's lost his legs, no disrespect to the lad, and then you've got one else apart from Jacob Murphy to rely on. So it's not looking good in terms of depth when you've got that kind of performance from your second choice wingers.
Well, you're asking Anderson to play technically outside of where he looks best as a 10, doesn't he? So
yeah. All right, unfortunately. Right then, Steve, we're moving on to Trippier, who got the most minutes of all the substitutes. Came on in the 39th, so got just over an hour-ish with added time. Well, probably got about 70 minutes because there was 5 minutes of added time in each half.
Yeah.
What did you make of him then? 2 assists. Well, I think you'll get credited for the first one where Lascelles hits it off the defender as well. But 2 assists off the bench from the dead ball situation. Probably could have had a third one in the second half if not for that fantastic save from the goalkeeper. Incredible, just a cut above, wasn't he?
Quite simply, we don't move on if we don't sub on Trippier. It's as simple as that. And for that, you get a 10 out of 10. In a cup competition, you are the catalyst for your side moving on. You get a 10 out of 10 because that's what the name of the game is in a cup game, survive and advance. If you accomplish that and you are one of the big reasons, and if there was a very, very clear before and after Trippier got subbed on, gotta give him a 10 out of 10. It's really as simple as that. The first goal comes from a set piece from a bit above the halfway line, and that goes out for a corner. And then the next one, it's a quality ball in. Lascelles scraps for it like a proper striker, to be fair. And it's all set up at Trippier. And the work rate, the endeavor, quality crosses. Even when he made a mistake, he tried to go and recover and was usually successful. He's a big mentality monster. Huge for this side. Absolutely huge for this side. 10 out of 10 all day. Me drunk can tell you that he's a 10 out of 10. I mean, come on, man. It's clear as day.
The impressive thing for me is the impact in everything that we did. It wasn't just a case he was getting on the end of a cross and sticking it in. It was everything we did, from formation. The shape got better when he came on. Obviously, other players came on as well. That's got to be accounted to them as well. But to have the most crosses in a game as a substitute, I think he had 7. It was a clip from Sky Sports. And I said to my dad, you'd think he was playing right wing. But he was also, when we did get pressed, he was there. I mean, he made a slight mistake with trying to backheel or whatever. But, mate, how you can influence a game from that deep, that much, shows how much of a good player you are in levels above a lot of people on that pitch.
Yeah, absolutely agree. There'll be statues of him one day if he keeps going the way he's going, that's for sure. Absolutely incredible player, and just the quality that he brings to this side. You showed it there, didn't you? Less time on the pitch than most other players, and you influenced it the most. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
and like you say, from that deep, Andy, from right back all the way, it's absolutely
Trent-esque.
Yeah, Trent-esque, and you've got to hope he's
Trent-esque, but he can defend.
Yeah,
it's a reality of it.
We used most of our subs. I think we used 4 in the end. Did we use 5? I'm trying to do the maths. 1, 2. Yeah, we used 5. We used 4. We used 5 apparently. I'm looking at the Trippier.
No, we did use 5. Joe Linton, Bruno, Jamal Lewis, Botman, and Trippier.
Yeah, there we go. Jamal Lewis, then I don't mind taking him. Came on because he was the next one to come on, wasn't he? At half time. Decent from the lads. They didn't threaten at all when he came on down that side. He got forward into decent positions. Obviously, like lacking match fitness. He's not played for God knows how long. He's had a bad injury. I'm going to give him a 6.5 because I think he did better than Dummett did. but that's about as much as I can say about his performance. He didn't really add much to the game when he came on, but
had one or two good balls into the box.
Yeah. And is it a good thing when you don't notice a defender all that much when they come on? I don't know. I don't know what you guys made of it, but it just kind of came out and was all right.
I agree with you, mate. I think if you're going to compare him to Dummett, the one thing I will say is when you did notice him in their half, in the second half, when he did come on, the times when he did take your attention was keeping the ball in the final third, playing the ball back. Then he got back in his position. Then he cycled the play again in the triangles, and he got back towards the byline. As much as he was, it's been a criticism of him in the past, he gets forward and he forgets about the back. I thought today he got that quite good, and that's a good sign. That means that we're making progress with him, because we've all seen the potential in the kid. He's a good player. So if we can get his team management down at positioning, I think we've got a good backup.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree with that. Yeah. Nothing more to say on that matter. Let us know in the comments down below if you agree with that, how you feel with Lewis coming back into the team, obviously only as a substitute this time around. But will we see more of him? Will we see him leave before next week when it's a week today, isn't it, that the transfer window shuts?
He's rumored to go to OGC Nice. That's what I've seen.
On permanent or on a loan?
I'm not sure, honestly. I forgot if I checked out the article or not. I don't know if that
Did I forget to give him a score?
No.
I give him a score at the start. I don't know.
I was thinking, I had that rant and I was like, shit, I meant to score him. Sorry, mate.
No, we'll give him a 6.5. That's fine. I think we're happy with that. I'll let you two take one of these each then, because they both came on at the same time. Steve, you can choose between Botman and Joe Linton, and then Andy, you've got to have the other one.
Take Botman.
You want to take Botman? Feel free.
I'll take Sven. No, I thought he did his job. There was one shaky moment from that back pass from Darlow. Other than that, bodied a few guys, kicking ass, taking names. That's just what Botman does. He did his job. To be fair, because we were under some serious pressure from about, I think, 75th minute onwards. Tranmere were trying to pile on the pressure. And I thought that Botman, even though he didn't have a ton of minutes, I still thought he made a significant impact on the game. Like, if you were to ask me, would I rather have Dummett or Botman for those last 15 minutes, it's Botman all day. It's absolutely Botman all day. I'm going to go 8 out of 10. I thought he was very strong, and he was instrumental in icing that game off. Absolutely instrumental in that. So I was quite impressed with him, to be fair. I don't know if you guys rate him that highly or maybe even a little higher, but look, I thought he did a professional job. It's good because he got more minutes in his legs in England. That could be a transition, even if it is just a League Two team. Just get used to the game, get used to playing in the Eddie Howe system, and now he wants to play. He bunkered down in defense, did his job like a pro, and for that, he gets an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I thought he was incredible when he kept minus the dodgy back pass to Darlow, which was a really stupid decision to make. I thought he was incredible. Like, the physicality of him, wasn't shying away from challenges. Should have had a goal, if not for a fantastic bit of goalkeeping. Like you said, Forgot about
that completely. He could have had a goal, but it was an absolute wonder save.
And I think it's the first time I've watched him when he's been playing for Newcastle, and he's kind of stood out as being like really stamping his mark on the game. Like, he's played well in the games that I've seen him in, but like actually taking the game to the opposition and saying, like, this is my game, taking it by the scruff of the neck. You're not getting past me. And I like to see that side of me centre-backs. I like to see that bit of, not brute force, but just a bit more forcible and just taking it to the team that they're playing against. And I think he did that really well. And like you say, in the last 10, 15 minutes, when they did come at us a bit, he was the one to step up and kind of say, you're not getting any further.
He was organizing our defense as well. He's vocal. Got guys like Richie involved in clearing out headers and Miggy and stuff. So his contribution to the team was, again, it was in a crucial part where we were under some pressure. It was one of the only times. but we survived it, and he played a huge part in that.
There was 2 instances for me, lads. There was one where the player tried to run him and he got in front of him and he showed a good burst of pace as well for a big guy and held the player away. And he would have taken it personally if that player trying to get in front of him. He's that type, isn't he? And then there was another one where the player's going towards the corner flag. Botman's kind of ushering him towards the corner flag and he tries to turn him. He's just put his foot in, won the ball. He's took the player away and you're like, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I know exactly which bit you're on about as well because I think I commented on it at the time. He was
just like, this kid's for me.
Yeah. Love him.
I'm so,
Right, well,
I'm so excited.
We'll move on from that then. We'll move on to Joe Linton because I know I've got a dash shortly. I don't know if you want to keep the show going after I've gone, but you're more than welcome to. We have got Joe Linton. Steve came off the bench. Obviously, he came on. We mentioned him at halftime when the game was a bit physical, and we said maybe he'll make an appearance and just calm things down a bit. What did you make of his performance?
Thought he did his job. Thought he got stuck in a few times. I thought it was the same thing with Bruno. Like, I did kind of want to see a little bit more impetus to actually score to kill the game off. They didn't do that, but they ultimately completed the task of just kill off the game. We got the lead. Let's just chill out. Let's bunker down. And they did their job, to be honest. We give Joe Linton a 7, to be honest. A 7 for what he did.
It's as if when he came on, the Tranmere's player went, "Oh shit, he's on the pitch now. We'll kind of bully these lot." That's the impression I get off him. Anyone on that pitch is going to go toe that kid. Like, he gives that aura, doesn't he? The difference between the guy that we were taking the mick out of 2 years ago for missing sitters to the midfielder you've got now. How much would he be worth now?
He's crucial to our team and any success that
he's worth the fee that we paid for him at least now. I think he's justified his price.
Yes. And you know what? There's no doubt that he's going to continue this kind of form and this kind of role. There's no doubt. I mean, there's no evidence to suggest that he's going to just dip all of a sudden.
And his versatility for about on the left. If you are short up front, you can stick him up front. And I think he's learning the English game more. So even if you were to ask him to play up front, I think he'd be better in that position than he was 2 years ago.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I think, to be honest, I genuinely think you could do a job in any position, perhaps maybe not in goal. I think you could stick him in at centre back. I think you make a great centre back. Maybe we'll see that. Maybe when he gets a bit older and his legs go, we'll stick him at centre back. But no, he was good again. 7 out of 10 today. But yeah, didn't have too much of a chance to stamp his authority on the game, but did what he could and slowed the game down. And like you say, Andy, just kind of evened out the physical side of things when it came to it, because the Tranmere players just looked a bit scared of him, didn't they?
Rightly so.
Yes, they have done a good score, Vincent. We have drawn.
You know what I'll do? I'll do a banner. I'll do a banner of saying that Newcastle versus Palace is the draw, just in case anyone don't know.
Yeah, we drew Crystal Palace at home. I'm not sure when. Actually, I'll tell you what. I'll Google when the next round is.
It's going to be after. Is it just before the international break? Isn't it? I think
so.
It's a week before, the week after the return. I'm not sure. I heard something about it. I was reading something today.
11-week gap. God, that can't be right. But yeah, so we drew Palace at home, and there's a couple of big games in there. City are hosting Chelsea. I think
Man City are going to throttle them, in my opinion.
Yeah, week commencing November the 7th, so that's way down the line. So that's
what? You said November 7th?
Yeah.
Is that just before the World Cup then?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. Sorry,
yeah. So 2.5 months away before the next round, so we don't have to worry about that for a long time. But yeah, so, and then obviously Bruno was the last player we've not scored, apart from Eddie Howe, who's obviously not the player. So, but he was only on the pitch for 5 minutes plus injury time. So it doesn't, I mean, we can give him a score if you like, lads, but didn't really have much of a time.
Yeah, way late. Yeah,
that could be a huge help. Like, you know, the date. Sorry, Steve, to interrupt you there. I'm just thinking now. The Carling Cup's coming a lot later. It's normally the final in February, isn't it? Early March.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot later this year.
Yep.
That means that if we build some momentum and then get back to the January transfer window and we're still in the Carling Cup.
You know, Andy, it's almost like when we were talking that I told you Eddie Howe would win a trophy with us. It's looking a little more likely. You know what I mean?
I did laugh at him when he said that, to be fair.
You did laugh. And
so
yeah.
I'm sure these dates are going to move because I'm just looking at it now, and they're planning on running it during the World Cup. The second round, obviously, the third round we've mentioned is the start of November. The fourth round they've scheduled for December 20th, which is 6 days before the Premier League and the Championship return. That's in the World Cup, so that's going to have to be pushed back. At the moment, they've got the final scheduled for February the 26th, but I guarantee that gets moved.
It's got to be,
a week or two back, because there's no way in hell that's getting played.
I'm just thinking the window might help. If we can get past Palace, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially with Chelsea or Man City going out.
Yeah, there's some big teams going to have to reduce themselves down. Obviously, only 32 teams left. Half of that next time we speak to you in November the 7th or whatever it is.
I mean, that seems I'm getting a bit excited beating Tranmere 2-1, like, to be fair.
But hey, it's better than Cambridge, isn't it? So onwards and upwards. Right then, I've got a dash soon. So before we do, let's give Eddie Howe a rating then. Obviously, set the team up a certain way, rotated players heavily. I think there was 10 changes, wasn't there? Willock was the only player to keep his place from the game at the weekend. Didn't start great, but we did dominate possession. We limited their chances, and we did adapt to the game in the second half when we obviously pulled the goal back at half time. But the second half was a lot better performance-wise. What we giving Howe for the way he approached this game then? Are we happy as happy as we were on Sunday with the City draw? Are we happier? Not happy? Well, how are you feeling about after that then?
For me, this is one of the only occasions where I would give a 10 out of 10 for a draw on a Sunday, and then on a Wednesday, I give anything less than a 10. But this is football. It's crazy. I would go 8 out of 10. I would go 8 out of 10. I initially thought the lineup was going to be strong enough to do the job and get the 3-0. But I thought, we made hard work of it, so I'll deduct him a point or two there. But the subs in game were tremendous. They were tremendous. Trippier was the man of the match for me, even though he was a sub. I go 8 out of 10. It wasn't as good as Man City, but we got the win. It's one of those really, really you can't wrap your head around it. But that is the quality that we faced today versus Manchester City, and it's absolutely massive. I thought we were gonna beat. I thought we were gonna beat Tranmere 3-0. I knew it was gonna be a tricky game at some point, but we won 2-1. It was a bit harder than I thought it was gonna be. But, respect for Eddie Howe to take the game seriously. He made a mistake or two, fine. But we move on. We move on in the next round. So I'm going to go 8 out of 10 for that, personally.
Yeah, I reckon I'd back you with that because it's a cup game at the end of the day against League 2 opposition. The rotation was always expected, and we saw with Kraft and Lascelles getting injured as well. You got to protect your really key players. So I had absolutely no problems with the lineup. He's got enough on the firepower on the bench to bring on if he needs it to throw on. And I like that he didn't shy away from making those decisions. When I think I pointed out when Botman came on, I said, I'm surprised it's not Fernandez because, it was just at that time we were 2-1 up already. Oh, were we? Yeah, we were 2-1 up already. And Lascelles was coming off as like a medical precaution. It wasn't a change of tactics. And I thought Fernandez has got enough about him. Just chuck him on and we'll see it out. But he went, no, I'm going to bring Botman on, who's obviously seen as the better of the two. He's going to, maybe risk an injury or something, but I'm going to bring him on to make sure that we win this game. Chucking Guimaraes on for 5 minutes at the end. Some managers wouldn't even risk that, wouldn't dream of risking one of your best players for 5 minutes just to see out a cup game. But I like the fact that he didn't shy away from that. And, sometimes that'll backfire. Guimaraes will get cropped after playing 5 minutes. But today it didn't. And, you know, you've got to hold your hands up and say he approached this game well. He adapted to the problems that we had. Obviously, we got caught out on the break. We didn't get caught out again on the break. You have to say that he moved the defence around. We weren't hit on a fast counter again, not with any success anyway. So I think 8 out of 10 is fair for me. I don't know about you, Andy.
Yeah, it's hard to elaborate on what you said. Everything I was thinking, you've more or less articulated. If I'm perfectly honest, you know, when you listen to someone, you're like, "Yep, totally agree." The only thing I'll say to add on to what you said is when he made the decisions, we heard a comment from ASM on this channel, and he turned around and said, "It's nice to be coached by a manager that wants to win games, not just competing them." In the substitutions that you mentioned there, all Eddie was interested in was making sure we won the game. A lot of people would have been sitting, what's he bringing a defender on? Why is he not bringing an attacker on for, like, Miggy, for example? Because he knew that Tranmere had us in a predicament where we had to dig in the game and have someone from the back that could get the ball out. And I think that's brave when you make defenses, because that would have backfired on him if they'd getting a goal from a corner or something.
Yeah,
that would have really backfired on him. I thought it was brave. He didn't bring on attacking players in the sense of when he made his substitutions. He just wanted it both to stabilize the game, get into the game. I think, it's encouraging, mate. I'm actually starting to think that I'm 10 again, and we've actually got a competent manager, and we're going to do something.
Yeah. It's what a change it makes from a year ago, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's
it's like it was a dream. It's like it was a literal dream or a nightmare, man. It's
We've just
look on that part. Wasn't that good of a substitution?
Excited. No, but it's nice to play nice football. Like the City game was another level, wasn't it? And to follow it up with the progression in a cup competition, regardless of the opposition or how the game went, it's always a positive. So I think we can safely say it's a happy week to be a Newcastle fan.
Yeah,
To sum it up, then, pretty much all we got time for here. Sum it up: 2-1 against Tranmere, man of the match, Kieran Trippier, but Elliot Anderson doing himself a massive favour in Newcastle shirt as well. We've drawn Crystal Palace in the next round at home. That round's due to be played in the first or the second week of November. So it's a couple of months away yet. Thanks everyone that's joined us in the chat and stayed and kept myself and Steve company all the way through. Massive thanks to Steve as well. He's always here, keeping these watch-alongs ticking along, even if he does get pissed on them a bit too regularly. And cheers, Andy, for jumping on.
We score goals. I drink.
Just nice to get involved, mate.
That's the bargain.
I appreciate it, mate. I appreciate you coming on. And if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It does help us out massively here on Newcastle Fans TV. Stay tuned, because I know the lads that are at the game tonight will probably be bringing you some videos later on tonight. Click the little notification bell on next to the subscribe button to get notified. And you can become a member as well if you can't afford to do so. It does help us out, and you get exclusive access to all those videos and everything. So you can see all of that coming up on the channel tonight. But for now, I'll have to say goodbye. It's another brilliant night to be a Newcastle United fan, and we'll see you next time.